Hello, hello. Vulcan of Astora. I love the name, by the way. Big fan of folks from Astora. A reactionary. Excuse me, I decided it'd be a good time to chew on some roasted chickpeas. Let me refresh my memory on the specifics. According to Google, it's just someone who opposes political or social progress or reform. There you go. That's it. It's generally speaking, generally right-leaning person who doesn't like the idea of like all of these different types of progressive movements. Generally speaking, I've got to increase the size of my font because I think I have a bit of a worry, folks. I'll share it with you just in a moment. Hope you had a good day. Saw my tweet about my replies getting popular. Wait, so about reply. Which one was that, Feast? Which tweet was that? Can all deal with Dell typoing today. Okay. So a dumbass, basically, yes. The kind of people like Ben Shapiro and Steven Crowder and all. It's like, oh, the gays want to get married. Oh, fine. They can get married to the opposite sex. Those kind of people. Like, that's effectively what it is. People who have no interest in breaking the status quo for the sake of the betterment of humanity and society. We don't like those. Dumbassery. Pink or purple lights? Well, obviously I've got both. So, hang on. Let me adjust that a little bit because I don't want you actually seeing that light in the shot. But we'll do your poll. I feel like I should make the poll thing a little bit more rare. What's the difference? Honestly, I'm gonna say this right now as somebody who has smart lights. We'll put this out there. At least the lights I've got, pink and purple, are not really that distinct when it comes to lighting. Of course I'm gonna vote purple.
Welcome to the Rogue Room.
Oh my goodness. Carter fell. Why is the bot not working? I just realized the bot's not working. Mr. Botwick.
Welcome to the Rogue Room.
What's a gender neutral title for Botwick? Because Botwick is feck. Sorry, I'm missing. Welcome to the Rogue Room, folks. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. I don't know who's followed because the bot's not showing me the things. Give me a sec. We're having some technical difficulties getting into the stream today. What in the heck? It must have disconnected again. I hate that Streamlabs chatbot does this. Hey Beth, how's it going? Welcome in. You're confused by someone else. Alright, there we go. It's working now.
Welcome to the Rogue Room.
Alright. Yub Skusampu. Welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. Let me just load up Streamlabs for a second, the website, so I can actually check back the follows that I've missed. Because there were a couple there. Broke bot. Yeah, we broke the bot. I don't know how we broke the bot, but we did. Yesterday's stream was great, by the way. Can I just throw that out there? Yesterday's stream was awesome. I loved revisiting that whole, and there's a video going up for anyone who missed the discussion. We revisited that whole TikTok autism challenge from last year, and that was a great discussion. I loved it. I'd love more stuff like that. Let me see here. Where is the alert box? No, that's not right. No, you know what? I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay. I need to be looking at my Twitch dashboard. Hello, Chaotic Neutral. We got Kello Tuku Felix Utu and Carter Fell. Welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us, folks. Hope you're having a good one. I hope everyone's chilling out. Purple Lights win with 6 votes versus 1 on pink. Yeah, I mean, unless you've got some really powerful lights, I guess. The pink and the purple. Like, this light over here is magenta, and that light's red and blue. I've got red, blue, and magenta. And honestly, like, magenta is probably as close to any sort of true pink that you're going to get. If I were to turn off, for example, this one and this one, so you just get... Well, that doesn't really help anyone. Hang on a sec. We'll turn that one off for a sec, because this is a cozy vibe. I honestly kind of like how this looks. But let's put this on electric purple. Okay, that's what electric purple looks like according to this. And this is what magenta, the closest to pink you've got on this app, looks like. There's like barely any difference. Or maybe I just have man vision or something from the olden days. At the very least. There we go. We're back to our bisexual lighting now. You can really notice the subtle differences. Honestly. If I fiddle with the lights, if I turn off the red one, that one. Well, I think like if I put this on purple, right? If I just put this one on purple, we've got our purple lighting, right? We've got our purple lighting, it's okay. But if we switch this to blue, and then we turn the red on, oh, this shelf and this shelf are different colors. There's layers of color in the room. And then we add the magenta in. There's a finer bit more detail. You can see it reverberating off the mic, off the side of my face. Layers, friends. Production value. I am planning on getting those the lights for this shelving as soon as I can. I just got paid today. Covered all of my bills. So I don't have any other upcoming expenses to deal with as yet. Fingers crossed. If I can keep the money I've got and spend minimal for the next couple of weeks until I get paid again, depending on how much money I've got left off, I'm going to buy some new lights to put on the shelves. So that'll be something to look forward to. Need to have a YouTube binge day tomorrow. That's a good idea. I need a YouTube binge day. So hang on. You go on Facebook and the first thing you see is YouTuber almost dies cementing his head inside a microwave. Please send me that link. Please send me that link. I need to know. I need to understand what the hell is going on. I've got some news stories, actually. If you folks are interested in some news, we'll start off with... Can we start off with, like, the best news? Do you guys know what conversion therapy is? I can't read the cunt. Oh, my God. Does anyone know how to get around the little subscribe thing? In, what if I open an incognito browser window? Fuck's sake, Sydney Morning Herald. Here we go. Yeah, it's not just fucking legal. Yeah, conversion therapy, bad. Let's talk about what conversion therapy is for a moment. Conversion therapy is a legitimate form of torture, for the record. Primarily geared towards... Okay, I'll open this link, and we'll come back to it. Anyway. Conversion therapy is quite literally torture designed to take queer people, whether they be gay, whether they be trans, whether they be bisexual, or any and all points in between. You know, anywhere on the gender and sexuality spectrum that's not straight and cis. And the idea is to use they'll use techniques like they use in as far as I've heard, they'll use electroshock therapy as one method. They'll use psychological manipulation as another. They'll use a lot of it is heavily entrenched in religion, so there's a lot of religious, you know, punishing the sinful kind of vibes. You know, spending a lot of time convincing them that they are the way they are because they are possessed by demons or something along those lines. It's all a lot of psychological abuse. And in some cases, actual literal physical abuse. So conversion therapy is not good. And the good news about this particular story is that the gay conversion therapy has been legal in some parts of Australia. I think it still is legal in some parts of Australia, but at the very least, it's banned in Victoria, which is the state that's been most afflicted by COVID lately, actually. It has been banned in Victoria after a marathon debate. I don't know what exactly a marathon debate entails, but you get the gist. Let's bring up the wiki page for conversion therapy really quickly, because I would like to actually go into detail. Everyone argued while running. So conversion therapy, I love the way that Wikipedia refers to it, is the pseudoscientific practice, pseudoscience, by the way, which means it ain't a real science, folks. Of trying to, and this is an important thing to note. Every so often, there will be news about gay people, or especially trans people in recent times. And if you see the article posted on Facebook or Twitter or anywhere, Reddit, honestly, if you see this news getting around and you go to, you're on a public forum of some kind, you will see the message thrown around. If for example, there was the story recently of the teenage transgender girl who was I don't even know. I think there was just an article talking about this teenage transgender girl. She's like 17 years old. Here's her story. I think that was all it literally was, and it was a very heartwarming article to read. And without fail, whenever these articles come up, right, you will see people in the comments saying they need therapy. These people need help. They are not well. They are mentally ill. They need therapy. And without fail, I guarantee you, they forgot to tack the conversion on the front of it. They need conversion therapy. It's not go and sit in a nice cozy room with some of this kind of lo-fi playing and you talk to a nice older lady who's got a psychiatry degree and she's going to help you work through your issues, and all of a sudden you're going to come out the other side all pristine and cisgender and heterosexual. That's not how it works. That is not at all how it works. These people, more often than not, I doubt they even realize what they are saying when they say these people need therapy. When they say trans and gay people need therapy. More often than not, I don't believe they actually understand the severity of conversion therapy. Because everything I've read about it, they don't know and they don't care, is very important in this discussion, Kez. Absolutely. Conversion therapy needs to die like the O'Doyles from Billy Madison. I haven't seen Billy Madison in so long that I wouldn't be able to make the distinction, honestly. But sure, why not? But yeah. Just as long as you fit into their neat little boxes and don't upset their worldview. Precisely. And I used to think it was as bad as psychological abuse, which is horrendous off the bat, as a foundational thing. I don't know if you folks are aware, but the 12-step program by Alcoholics Anonymous is an entrenched religious system. Like, the fact that the justice system can refer to a strictly religious organization to get people to quit alcohol is incredibly disturbing, quite honestly. Oh, they just drive off a cliff and the car explodes. They need help is just code for bigotry. It absolutely is. How you doing? What's going on? Just so we're clear, it is Lucy, right? Oh, dude, my abs are sore as fuck. I've been getting cramps. I don't know why. Anyway. Shall we continue? My original assumption was that they would take, and this is the awful, awful thing to start off. My original interpretation of conversion therapy was that they would take the queers off to some camp, which is already a camp. Put the queers in a camp. Where have you heard that before? And I genuinely thought the worst of it was that they would put them through a 12-step kind of program. You know, constantly telling them different religious ideas and trying to get them to renounce the gay and all of that kind of stuff. I didn't realize just how horrendous it actually is. You're in a hyper-focus mode. Well, that's alright, Sunray. I hope you're doing well. I've not seen the movie Saved, no. But apparently, according to Wikipedia, we'll just go off Wikipedia because I'm lazy. I'll freely admit that. I'm not going to do deep research on this. But I am aware nowadays, like I've had resources said to me by queer groups, queer rights groups, that have said like conversion therapy is truly bad, truly evil. They're trying to wipe out queer people, like gay people, trans people, any diverse gender or sexuality, basically. Howdy, Prince Valentine's. How you doing? Yeah, mass amounts of caffeine is bad. Don't drink as much as I do. Would you believe they actually tackled this in a Will and Grace episode? I would believe that. Jack's grandson was sent to a conversion camp and Jack went to save him. Is this from one of the new Will and Grace episodes? Because I know they did a second, like a comeback series. At any rate, at least according to Wikipedia and according to some stuff I have been sent, like some of this stuff is very familiar. Ice pick lobotomies is one technique that has been used in the United States and Western Europe. Chemical castration with hormonal treatment is kind of amusing as a conversion therapy thing, because I believe this is what happened to the guy from the Imitation Game. What was his name? Hang on. Not not Benedict Cumberbatch, but the guy he portrayed, Alan Turing. Alan Turing was gay, and they gave him hormone treatment to chemically castrate him. And the reason he died, a lot of people think that he died of an illness or something. I believe he actually committed suicide. Let me just refresh my memory here. As far as I recall, they gave him hormones to both kill his sex drive and to chemically castrate him so he couldn't have children. And the hormones they were giving him were effectively hormone replacement therapy. They were giving him estrogen. As far as I recall, what has been pointed out, I don't know where I read this, so take this with a grain of salt. He ended up taking his own life because he started to develop breasts and thus develop gender dysphoria, or body dysmorphia might be a more accurate term, and couldn't handle it and took his own life. Anywho, that's just one example. Aversive treatments such as the application of electric shock to the hands and or genitals, nausea-inducing drugs, administered simultaneously with the Okay, get this. Sit back for a second. Grab your alcohol because you're gonna need it. Nausea-inducing drugs administered simultaneously with the presentation of homoerotic stimuli. So, trying to coerce them into thinking anything homoerotic is disgusting and will make them vomit. And masturbatory reconditioning. More recent clinical techniques used in the United States have been limited to counseling, visualization, social skills training, psychoanalytic therapy, and spiritual interventions such as prayer and group support and pressure. I need to put my trans pride ring on for this one so that I can just say absolutely unequivocally conversion therapy can go suck my entire asshole. Fuck conversion therapy. Anyway, let's get to the good part. How to give someone emetophilia. Let's talk about the good bit, Turquoise. Let's talk about the positive here. Gay conversion therapy has been banned in Victoria after a marathon debate. That is the news article. I wanted to provide some context, so I wanted to make you guys realize just how severe conversion therapy is. And just because they said, oh,
Welcome
you know,
to the Rogue Room.
Harmony Dream 7878, welcome to the Rogue Room, sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. Just because they said these older techniques aren't really used as much anymore. They use these techniques now. They're a little bit more subtle. Victoria, the state in Australia, doesn't mean that those really horrendous techniques are not still in use. Believe me, 100% they are. What's up, Jacinta? How you going? Yeah, chemically castrated guy who probably wasn't going to decide children in the first place. Exactly. They are safe-ish. So yeah, gay conversion therapy has been banned. Don't autoplay your thing. This is great. I can go onto the Sydney Morning Herald page and not subscribe. Awesome. Yeah, illegal just means make sure no one finds out. Yeah, we'll save your story, Zinky, and we'll come back to it. Because it's relevant. The bill passed the Victorian Parliament 27 votes to 9 after a 12-hour sitting in the Legislative Council where Liberal MPs Bev McArthur and Bernie Finn defied their party's position and crossed the floor to vote against the government's legislation. Crossbench MPs Jeff Borman, Clifford Hayes, Stuart Grimley, Tanya Maxwell, David Limbrick, Tim Quilty and Catherine Cumming also voted against the bill. Under the reforms, anyone found trying to suppress or change another person's sexuality or gender identity faces up to 10 years jail or fines of almost $10,000 if it can be proved beyond reasonable doubt that their actions cause serious injury. So, what the hell is wrong? How the fuck does that take 12 hours? Politics! They filibuster each other back and forth. Do I watch Illuminati? No, I do not. Really amazing when it comes to spreading awareness on the different companies that are problematic. Slightly off topic. She talks about the different charities and support anti-gay companies. That sounds like some good content. Give me just a sec. Oh, I'm not. This is an incognito browser, so I'm not signed in on this one. Hang on. Oh, hang on. Save that article because we'll come back to that. I'll give him a look. I'll subscribe to him and I'll give him a look. Don't play your shit. Jesus Christ, 754k subscribers. There are so many people who are near 1 million subscribers that I've never fucking heard of. Kind of crazy to me that there are so many people who are like at or near that threshold. Anyway, yeah, government did something good. The Victorian Equal Opportunity and Human Rights Commission will also get new powers to deal with complaints that do not meet the criminal threshold, and to launch own motion investigations into systemic issues as part of a civil scheme for victims. The Family Violence Protection Act will also be amended to make gay conversion therapy a form of domestic violence. Ziggy, there you go. My posture is fine. Don't posture check me, bitch. Anywho, the change or suppression in quotations in brackets practices prohibition bill is the latest in a series of contentious progressive social reforms introduced under the Andrews government and drew the ire of religious, medical, and legal groups. Why medical groups? Religious groups I can understand. Okay, why medical and legal groups? Why is the removal of conversion therapy triggering medical and legal groups? I'm curious, is there further detail there? The Law Institute of Victoria raised concerns on behalf of lawyers that the bill was overly broad and could prevent parents or caregivers from having conversations with their children about gender identity or sexual orientation. Listen, put this out there right now. If your child is having questions about their gender identity or their sexual orientation, the only conversations you should be having with them are encouraging ones. Oh, hold up a sec, folks. Never mind, it was just a cat. I'm back. Radio Turquoise, have a good one. You're not doing great. I hope you feel better soon. We're gonna watch some kids movies. That sounds awesome. I hope they're good ones. Okay, yeah. Let me get back to that point. If you are a parent and your child is beginning to experience them feelings about their body and attraction and identity and all of those kinds of things, the only conversation you as a parent, you have the responsibility as a parent to be as supportive as you humanly can. That's it. That's the end of the discussion, done and dusted. There's absolutely no reason any parent should be having any sort of conversation that sways their child away from their own gender and sexuality exploration, I suppose. The removal means the people who went through it might need to be looked over to make sure they are physically okay. True. Debate started at about 11 a.m. and finished just before 6 p.m. before the bill headed to the committee stage when each clause of the bill was examined and scrutinized in detail. The final vote to pass the proposed legislation took place just before 11 p.m. What were they doing? How much detail did this need? Kid, Dad, I think I might not be a boy. I feel like a girl. Dad, that's fine, hun. If you want your mother and I to refer to you as a girl, we can. Kid, thanks, Dad. Bingo. That's it. Conversation over. One would hope healthcare means they'd be looked over mentally also, because that shit would fuck people up for possibly life. Absolutely. I believe there are, we could look up stories from people who have actually been through conversion therapy, because I've seen that crop up every now and again. Such and such person who was a victim of conversion therapy speaks out. I haven't actually read any of those kind of interviews, but I would like to, because it is such a horrendous thing. It's a truly atrocious thing, and absolutely an entire systemic control issue. What is your opinion on allowing, say, 10 or under-year-olds going on hormone therapy? Well, they can't medically; they're not allowed to. I do agree with the idea of allowing 13-year-olds and up to start puberty blockers, but I don't know the medicinal specifics. I don't know the scientific specifics around all of that. All I know is that puberty blockers are a reversible treatment. So kids who start on puberty blockers at like 13, for example, if they are allowed to, if the system allows them to do so, and decide later on they don't wish to transition, they can come off them. And yeah, those who are younger than teens only undergo social transition. I've seen trans kids who are like my daughter's age and stuff like that, or rather like stories about them, and they're only allowed to socially transition because, realistically speaking, like hormones don't really have that big of an impact until you hit your teens anyway. Because you suspect most of the government is old, white, and conservative. Takes them a while to understand modern values. Absolutely. suicide rate for people who went through conversion therapy is very significantly high compared to those who just plain weren't accepted by family. Yeah, it would be. It would be. Being told, like, this is the thing about being gay, being trans, being any of these things. It's like you feel it. You feel that it's innate. It's something that's not in your control. It's something that you feel so desperately to be right to yourself. Yes, hello, Smudge. We know you're there. Hey, Reaper, how you doing? Yeah, like your gender identity and sexuality and all that is deeply innate. You feel it on a level that, you know, nobody else can sense it unless you tell them, of course. So when you get confronted... Akira the Burby, 23, welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. I had that one sitting in the back of my throat and I had to get it out there. We are talking about the fact that Victoria has banned conversion therapy. Big win for the queer community. But yeah, it would absolutely like having that feeling of, you know, your gender identity, you know, your sexuality, you know, all of these things about yourself. You feel them inside of you, you know, and no one else can tell you otherwise. No one else can change you. You know, that's what you are. That's how you are. That's you. And to have important people in your life, religious figures, parents, friends, all of those, say to you, listen, there's this program you need to go to. If you're feeling the gay, you need to go to this program and it will cure you of those feelings. But you don't, like, I dare say there's a lot of repressed gay and trans people in religious communities. And deep down, they know that what they're feeling is not wrong. They know it's not amoral or immoral. Hello, Elton, that one, Dutchy. And hello, Akira. How you doing? I'm pretty sure either you linked it or I found it on Facebook. One of the two. Because the Western world is still run by white religious fucks. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, you're right, they do go on about how compassionate they are. They act as though what they're doing is in good faith. Quite literally, faith. They act like what they're doing is helpful. They act like what they're doing is going to bring these people real peace. But it never does, and it often leads to worse problems. Do they ever address the fact that people who go through conversion therapy often suffer severe mental health issues after the fact? And often suicide. Do they ever touch on that? No, they don't. In the same way that when the abortion discussion is going on, which is kind of ridiculous that it still is, do we ever see the pro-lifers talk about the women who get deathly ill during pregnancy and thus have to have an abortion to save their own lives? Do we ever see them touch on that? No, it's always about they have to preserve the sanctity of the unborn life. Same kind of thing. 1950s futurism, that is a vibe, honestly. Although, you have the attachment of all the bad shit of the 1950s in that. You want to spill some tea on the motherfucker fake friend who called you not a normal trans person? Yeah, I'll tell you what a normal trans person is. Someone who is a trans person. End of discussion. Let me come back to this for a sec. In an emotional speech, the Victorian Parliament's openly gay MP Harriet Shing spoke of the emotional trauma of being denied the ability to express your sexuality and be accepted. However, 6 minutes into her speech, as Ms. Shing began reading the names of her lower house coalition MPs who refrained from voting on the bill, Liberal MPs David Davis and Edward O'Donoghue raised points of order that effectively cut short her speech time by about 4 minutes. The opposition denied Ms. Shing's request to complete her speech. It is very, very easy to say that we are not broken and that we do not need to be fixed, a teary Ms. Shing said. These are important messages, particularly from our allies, particularly from our leaders, from so many members of this government and from so many members of the opposition who privately acknowledged to me the importance and necessity of a bill just like this, in the form that has been presented, amended, to recognise the pain and trauma and the hurt of victims and survivors. We're talking about the fact that in Victoria they recently banned gay conversion therapy. Broken. Which is fucking amazing. Some good shit. You're not a Western Bulldogs fan, but if you want happy, then check out their Pride Guernsey. That's pretty fucking good. Look at that shit. Nice. Fuck yeah, pride. What was I missing? Yeah, we're talking about conversion therapy, but we're talking about a positive in the discussion. You just beat Carlton too. Nice. You actually left your volunteer job because they're anti-abortion. Good, fuck them. They aren't inherently bad people, but they wholeheartedly believe that what they think is right and good and that you can't change their mind. They are bad people. Reaper, here you go. I hate to break it to you, but if they are if they are anti-women like that, they are bad people. Just because somebody presents as an otherwise good person, if they hold certain viewpoints, they are bad people. I know that's a pretty extreme stance to take, quite frankly. But there are certain folks in this world where it's like, I've met them and they're the nicest people on the planet. And they believe the Jews are controlling the world.
Welcome to the Rogue Room.
Sepulchral Green. Awesome name. Welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. Deuteronomy and Leviticus have a lot to fucking answer for. Very roguish stance to take. Fancy that, me having extreme viewpoints? As a radical leftist? I'm a guitarist and a skateboarder. I'm as radical left as they fucking get, mate. And a transgender person. What other definition might you use other than what their beliefs are? What do you mean? Extrapolate. If you would, kindly. I'm curious. But yeah, like if you were... Again, you could be the nicest person in the world. You could be absolutely the kindest, most polite, most warm and welcoming person in the world. If you were to say to me that you disagree with the outlawing of gay conversion therapy, I would immediately flip a switch on you. I would not, like, our relationship, done. Cut you off, queen. Like, I do want to start a band called Jewish Space Lasers. Of course they're bad because of their beliefs. That's the definition of what bad people are. Well, what other definition might you use? Am I a mathematical radical? Absolutely. God, that's a tricky question. Definition of what bad people are. Good fucking question. I don't know. My personal opinion. And I consider myself, this is the thing. And I know this kind of goes in contrast to what I just said. But I consider myself 3 things. A pacifist, first and foremost. I loathe the concept of violence. I consider myself empathic. As much as I just said, I would cut that person off. Like you said, Reaper, I would like to understand why. And third, I consider myself a fucking badass. That has nothing to do with anything, but I said I'd identify myself as 3 things, and I didn't have a third thing lined up. So yeah, asking for someone's reasons and trying to break down exactly and you could ask, there was a video I watched that my friend Dallas linked on Facebook today, an older, a couple of years ago, a Young Turks video regarding abortion. And the concept there, and this is the exact same thing with conversion therapy.
Welcome to the Rogue Room.
Welcome to the Rogue Room. Alton, the toned duchy. That one duchy. Fucking, it looks like that toned duchy. It's like, are you toned? Are you lean? Do you lift? I got such huge arms. Holy fuck. Here's me. Here's me, a person who spent so long trying to get really big arms for masculine reasons a few years ago, and now I'm just like, my arms are significantly smaller than they used to be, and they're like, oh my god, they're so big, it's gross. I've never really gotten into the Young Turks, but the points made in this video about the points made in this video were regarding abortion specifically, but the points that were made by the people arguing in favor of getting rid, the pro-lifers, the people who were arguing against abortion, they went out to, I think it was a rally or a protest or something like that, and they were asking, Anna Kasparian's asking people, why do you why are you pro-life? And they're just like, because I believe in the sanctity of life. This is the way that they phrase it. I believe in the sanctity of human life. I believe every life should be given the opportunity to exist in this world. I believe every single unborn fetus has a right to exist. And she turns around and asks him, what's your stance on the death penalty? He's like, yep, I agree with it. So on the one hand, this particular guy is as a good little microcosm of this kind of mindset. On the one hand, he agrees that every fetus, whether wanted or unwanted, whether sick, whether the fetus is going to be born severely deformed, or whether we know it's going to be a miscarriage, and you just force the woman who's known to be on her way to a miscarriage, for example. These people believe they should continue to carry the baby to term, etc. And in the same breath, they'll turn around and say, yes, we should be executing people for various crimes, even if we don't know if they committed it, even if we don't know if it's not that severe of a crime, even if they can be rehabilitated. Go on, cat. Bugger off. Yeah, there is a cat. I'm just gonna come back over now. Okay, baby. So and it's the same kind of thing, right? With the conversion therapy. The death penalty was good enough for Jesus, is good enough for me. They don't care about life, they care about controlling women, but when those babies are born, it's like they died to that group, they suddenly don't care, get a job, mooch your bootstraps. Exactly. They don't care. They want to act. Here's the crucial thing about the particular kind of people who oppose abortion, the particular kind of people who are pro-death penalty, the particular kind of people who oppose outlawing conversion therapy, the particular kind of people, generally speaking, these people, I need some water, hang on. Why did I choose chickpeas? Because I can't keep buying smudged collars all the time, that's why. I do want to get him a little bow tie collar though. Okay, let me get my head around this for a second. Let me think, let me elucidate my thoughts cleanly and concisely for you so I don't continue rambling like a fucking idiot, because I know I do that. That's one of the major issues with me. Okay, so the problem with people who are anti-abortion, people who are pro-conversion therapy, people who are pro-death penalty, people who are what's some other good examples? You get the gist. You get the general idea I'm going for. People who have these particular viewpoints against socially progressive ideas tend to lean into the religious side of things. And the issue is particularly in the Western world, where it's a secular country, or in secular countries, rather. What was the point I was trying to make here? You are right, it is about control. Like, it's largely about controlling women, generally speaking. But it's more about preserving this unusual religious entrenched social contract. We are, despite the fact that religion is not the foundation for constitution or governance or society in general, there are a number of people who just simply cannot separate those two ideas. That their religion, being the majority religion in the country, being that there's a good chance if they meet someone new, that person's also religious and of the same variant that they are, of whichever religion it is, they see it as the thing that everybody should subscribe to. And if they don't subscribe to it, then there is something wrong with them, and thereby it's easy for them to simply dismiss that person's rights and their ability to exist in a...
Welcome to the Rogue Room.
I had a point that I was going to make. Sanders 2024, I agree. Gothy, where am I from? Australia. Where are you from? What have I missed? Mother had to have an abortion because she got very sick because your brother was growing too big. If he was born natural, then she would have been so much sicker. I can't talk. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Okay. I'm looking fab today. Thank you so kindly. I'm trying to get my thoughts out here, and I'm struggling so badly. I need a moment. I need a moment. Pro-chemical castration. What do you mean pro-chemical castration? I mean,
Welcome
in what
to
sense?
The Rogue Room.
Bong Man Mike, welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. Is that coffee or something stronger? Because I wish. I have been avoiding liquor stores. You know, I've been avoiding liquor stores because I don't like the confrontation of... Where's my handbag? Not here. I wanted to show you my photo ID, but I also don't. It's more the issue specifically that I don't want to go to a liquor store because I know they're going to card me, because they always card me. Have done for years. And I have to be confronted with the fact that I present like this, and yet on the card, short hair, facial. You get the point. It's awkward, it's uncomfortable, so I've just been like, oh, I don't want to deal with someone saying, can I see your ID? I'd rather you didn't. Because it's going to present to you a particular image, and it's just like, I know people can clock me. I'm going to say that right now, even when I'm out there in public. I'm 100% femme, by the way, like all of the time. There's no mask me anymore. Even going to the gym, I still wear pretty androgynous stuff, but I wear a sports bra. You know, that's that little bit of a hint. And, you know, I have my hair tied back in a ponytail and that sort of stuff. So I've been avoiding going to the liquor store until I can get my fucking ID photo changed. Because I don't like the confrontation of like, oh, you're one of the transes. You're one of those people. I know they're not going to say that to me. But it's just the idea that somebody's going to see that photo ID. And in their head, they're going to make the connection. And they're going to judge me. And I'm not going to hear the judgment, more than likely. And so I've been... I guess the great thing is I'm sober. Hooray! Only for like the past 2 weeks odd, but yeah. Anyway. Grab a cone and sit down. Yeah, exactly. Have a cone with a baddie I'm looking at. I will tell you right now, I've had so many opportunities to get high. Coke, ecstasy, weed are at least just 3 of the ones that have been offered to me. Every single fucking time that someone has offered to do drugs with me, they have flaked. Every single fucking time. I've never been high in my life. Because they'll offer and they'll say, oh yeah, we'll go out together and we'll do some drugs. Get some drugs, mate. We'll get on the drugs. Because I don't intend to go out and do this stuff myself. I have no intention to go out and do it myself. But if the offer's there, sure. You know, I'd do a line. Hell, I'd probably shoot up something. I'd pop a pill. I'd rip a bong. Whatever. But it's happened like it's not even like the whole it's weird that it happened twice thing. It's happened so many fucking times. I don't get it. Am I just not that cool? I would inject 1 weed. I'll do drugs and then I'll do bench. Legalize, tax, regulate, and educate. Agreed. Totes understand the issue. Alright. Pizza or burgers? Alright. Alright, Broken. I'll give it to you. Let's go. I want to hear your responses. What do you think? Pizza or burgers? We did kind of get off the conversion therapy thing, but should we leave that one where it is? Should we leave the conversion therapy thing behind? There's another vote. Give me a 1 in chat if you want to keep going on about conversion therapy. Give me a 2 if you don't. Why not pizza burgers? There is a cheeseburger pizza that I think Pizza Hut or Domino's does. That's pretty good. Ow! What did I say again? 1 if you want to keep talking about conversion therapy. 2 if you don't. So far we've got a 2 and a 3. You guys aren't helping. So we'll move on. I think we'll just move on from conversion therapy. Perpetually sober. I absolutely understand you there, Get It Up. That was my big thing about alcohol before I actually drank for the first time. I was huge on the idea of I don't want to do drugs, I don't want to drink because I want to be completely in control. Sorry, Zinke, I'll let you tell your transphobic story in full detail in just a moment. But I've had that situation with the sobriety. It's like I don't get drunk, for the record, which is probably going to happen in the not too distant future. We have got a cocktail stream coming up. I think we've set the date to the 27th of this month. If you guys are keen, lock in the 27th at 9 p.m. AEDT. At the very least, might even be earlier. We might even go earlier just because. Where it's going to be me, Calgar, Jeff, Jacinta, Katie, and we're going to get some cocktails in us. But as it stands right now, I don't tend to get extremely into the whole alcohol thing. If I do drink wine, it's like one wine flute's worth of Moscato, right? I get a bit tipsy, but I don't get plastered. But, excuse me. The issue, of course, was before I started drinking, that, yeah, I agree, it's a 50-50 split on pizza and burgers, you fuckwits. I should have voted, I didn't vote. Yeah, I really had this idea. It's like, I've seen what happens to people when they get really, really drunk. I've seen what happens to people when they get absolutely shit-faced. The poll is finished. Pizza and burgers. Democracy rules. We're doing pizza burgers. There was a poll. Yes, there was a poll. I put your poll up. It's a 50-50 split. 4 votes for each. And yeah, I'd seen family members and friends get absolutely plastered and throw up in the bushes, lose control of themselves. I've seen sexual assault happen among people who are drunk. Their inhibitions go away and all of a sudden they think it's okay to rape. And I said to myself, like, I don't want to become a different person by getting absolutely shit-faced, you know? Your dad is an ex-alcoholic, so that maybe helped. Yeah. I dare say it would. Hello, Patch. How you doing? Yeah, that influence of seeing what alcohol and, like, honestly, like, stuff like cigarettes as well, seeing what it can do to other people around you can turn you off it. My parents were not alcoholics at all, though. I've seen my dad really drunk on one occasion. He ended up disappearing. He was hosting a barbecue at his house with a bunch of work friends. And he disappeared at some point during the night, and he was vomiting in the toilet. Because he doesn't routinely get drunk, but in this circumstance he did. Which is just uncomfortable to see. Father was a massive smoker and physically abusive. He died when he was 6. That sounds awful. What have I missed? Turns out he was pregnant.
Welcome to the Rogue Room.
Paul, 48, 24/7. Welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. 588 days without a cigarette and you still want one. I regret to inform you, Kez, that's probably going to be the case for a long time. And it may not ever go away. This is what happens with chronic alcoholics. You know, once they have that addiction built in, it never breaks. This is why they call them recovering alcoholics or recovering heroin addicts or whatever, even if they haven't touched it for like 10 years. The addiction is still there. I was thinking about cigarettes today, about the cigarette industry. Dad hasn't been able to kick smokes. He would wear nicotine patches and smokes with it. I'm not even sure what you would do in that circumstance. Some people, I think, having the strength to break the addiction like that is incredibly powerful. Not everyone can do it. Cigarettes suck you in and don't let you go. You're absolutely right, Grumpy. How you doing, by the way? Because of your job, you've actually gone off drinking inadvertently because you got to be up at 4 a.m. I mean, I understand that. I used to be, I used to get up at 4 a.m. to go to work. And I was like, I gotta go to bed at fucking 7 o'clock, dude. What is this bullshit? To get a full night's sleep, gotta get up at 4, have a shower, and get ready to go to work. It was awful. I hated it. Like, I get no nighttime chill time, dude. I love the night. I'm absolutely like a little trans vampire goth queen who's wearing nothing but pink at the moment, but you know. Used to be addicted to energy drinks. I was there. I think the energy drink addiction is one that's sorely understated I think there is, I don't know what exactly it is. It's nowhere near as bad as alcohol and cigarettes and hardcore drugs and all of that. Nowhere near as bad, but pastel goth, I'll go pastel goth, yeah. I absolutely adore Pinnipy for her specific fashion choice. I'd love to have a wardrobe that is as consistent as hers seems to be, honestly. Every time I see her post a selfie in one of her outfits, I'm like, she has a style chosen. She's defined it. And I'd love to have that. And I feel like in some ways I have kind of defined it. In a couple of ways, I'm still working on it. I think my main thing is like dresses and headbands. Primarily. I've interestingly, generally speaking, gone for a more trad vibe, which is kind of weird given how much I dislike traditions. Husband is annoyed you're not sleeping at night. That's why you're up at 3 a.m. Well, yeah, I can imagine. If I can use advice, you can quit something that pisses you off and then you start again. Yeah. That was, again, that was what I had the problem with the energy drinks. This is why I say the energy drink addiction is something that we should be studying. Like, we should be, if there is not already studies about it. I think there is definitely an element.
I see you.
There's Toxic Man X.
Welcome
Welcome to the Rogue Room. How you going, friends? We're talking about addiction. We're going into the addiction discussion, I guess. How was your stream? Yes, more Goth Abbey. I guess we'll do more Goth Abbey soon. We'll do it again. I've still got, I mean, I've washed, did I wash my pinafore? I did. I need more Goth apparel. Okay. We'll get on that. What was I saying? Yeah, the energy drink thing. I feel like I was addicted to it. The temptation is no longer there, I don't think. But I've seen people who get severely hooked on them to the point where they're drinking entire 4 packs of Monster every day. And it's like they say on the packaging, you know, 1 a day. How am I your gender? Good question. Hello, Kalada, how you doing? How's it going, Toxic? How was your stream? Tell me all about it. Caffeine changes the chemical balance. Let me have a look, actually. What's in energy drinks? Can I repeat this? Depends what it is. The ingredients of energy drinks and power drinks. Power drink. Do you guys remember Power Thirst? Please tell me you remember Power Thirst. That was the best of YouTube. YouTube peaked at Power Thirst and has been downhill since. Oh, I feel you on Australian internet. Australian internet's garbage. Yeah, you're right, Grumpy. The more you drink, the more you rely on it to stay alert or awake. I think, and I guess that's really how every addiction works, right? So while you're on it, it replaces certain chemicals in your body and your brain that, or not really replaces, but just, yeah, shifts the chemistry around a little bit to the point where you can't function without that thing. Like, for example, these chickpeas, right? I could probably eat these for about 4 weeks straight, every single day. Maybe not, they're not that good. But let's just say I did. But at the end of that 4 weeks, let's just say I'm not going to buy the chickpeas anymore. I'm not going to feel any particular, physical or emotional drain from it. But when I decided to stop drinking energy drinks at the 2nd day of this year, I set it as like on January 1st, but I had 1 more left over in my fridge on the 2nd, so forgive me, I had 1 more. But it's been over a month that I haven't touched energy drinks, and at first, there was definitely a bit of exhaustion, but nowhere near as bad as like if you were coming down from something like heroin or what have you. What was it? I was already skeptical, especially when you're pasting something non-English in my chat and asking me to say it. Wasn't it the joke with Mother Nature is like, slow down, and you're like, no, then kick her with your energy legs? Yes, it was. You gonna head off, Kaz? Full meltdown, bad overload in 24 hours. Have a good rest, please. I urge you to get some rest, chill out, relax a bit. Oh, I see. That kind of thing. How do I enjoy chickpeas? They're roasted, I guess. I just saw them at Aldi today, and I'm like, I'll try those. They're not bad. I like hummus as well, so stands to reason. Need to have your coffee first thing in the morning? So do I. I feel like that. I get up, I have a black coffee first thing, but I also use it to go to the gym, so... I grab my black coffee about half an hour before I go to the gym to give me that energy hit so I can actually get through my workouts. Used to be I would buy C4 energy drink. Which was like the scoop you put into a shaker and then you shake it and drink that. Which was good shit, not gonna lie. It was really nice. Gave you a real kick for your workouts, but it was a bit of a waste of money, honestly. Wasabi peanuts and peas are the best shit ever. I tried wasabi once. I'm not gonna go back to it. Why did the sexual deviant like hummus so much? Because the chickpeas. The one I like is like, hey dude, have you ever had a chickpea on your face? And the response is, fuck yeah, I love hummus. Present a topic. Favorite snack. You gotta go now, righty? Oh, sorry, Zinky. We've gotten so far off track. Righty, have a good one, friend. Hopefully we'll see you around really soon and you can tell us your story. It's been a bit of a mess tonight. We've been all over the place. I have got some other news stories I'd like to touch on. Cat, can you let go of my finger, please? He's got my finger and he's got his claws sunk into it. Everyone else in chat, what's your favorite snack? What is your favorite snack? Let's hear it. Let's hear what your favorite snacks is. Where do your snacks be at? It's definitely not the chickpeas. I'll tell you that much. Can you see him? No, you can't see him. There him is. There we goes. Yeah. Look at the baby. Chicken nugget flavored chips. You're a raging whore for sea salt chips. Not salt and vinegar. Crisps. Or chips if you're American. I do like, do you have time to talk about your stories, Inky? Because we can try to fit it in. Sour cream and chive rice cakes with cream cheese. Those sound good. That's very good. Hello. Rhubarb and custard sweets. That sounds pretty good. Little chocolate thingies with cherry liqueur called Mon Chéri. Don't know if they exist abroad. Yeah, go ahead, Zinky. Let's hear your story. Favorite snack is a cheese and wasabi rice cracker from Japan, but they're depressingly expensive to get in Norway. You have a special order and the import fees are atrocious. What is mine? Honestly, I'm really, really cheap. Really lazy. I'm gonna say, like, you know what Sayos are? For those of you who are not aware. Not Sword Art Online. I'm just keeping this here because we got Cat. I wanted to show more of Cat, but he's gone down a little bit. These, right? Sayos. These square crackers like this. And just like olive oil spread and cheese or Vegemite. I'm a basic ass bitch. I eat these routinely. It's, I mean, yeah, butter, but I go olive oil spread. Arguably healthier, I think. I don't know. But, like, that's honestly it. I would say that's probably my favorite, just because it's so fucking piss easy to make. There's no effort involved. You know? And I know, like, a lot of these other options that we've... Sorry, I just jolted my chair forward. Yes, Vegemite. Or cheese. Sliced vintage cheese. One of the two. Again, basic bitch shit. That's something similar in Norway, but ours are around and called Captain's Skeks. Captain's biscuits. Secret invention is Red Bull sorbet paired with grapefruit juice sorbet topped with vodka. Don't knock it till you try it. I'll have to try it. Cheese is some good shit. I've been trying the cheese-free cheeses lately as well. The vegan alternatives.
Welcome to the Rogue Room.
They're not bad. Lauren, low budget. Welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. How you doing? So, this friend got into a fight with another friend. Don't remember why. What happened was you got involved because you were not in the mood for it. Then one of your friends got extremely insulting to you. They went over the fact that you're trans, blah, blah, blah. Then they hit you with, I want a normal trans person friend, someone who doesn't talk about their issues all the time and doesn't talk about transphobia all the time. Fuck them. You know what? Fuck them. I've been thinking recently, on that subject, on that same subject, I talk about being trans all the fucking time. I don't shut up about it. I'm an annoying trans person. And I feel like I have to be. You know? Because I want folks like you, Zinky, to have a place where you can come to, where we're just like, being trans is fucking cool. And I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna shout it from the fucking rooftops every fucking stream. And also, being gay is fucking cool. You know? You have every right to be telling people about transphobia. You have every right to be trying to inform people. It's ridiculous. Be gay, do crimes. Be trans, throw hands. But I won't actually throw hands, because I won't even do, like, boxing practice at the gym. I'm a weak little bitch who lifts. Be bi and cry. You all seem like super great people. Came into a heavy subject. I think every topic on this show is heavy subjects. The other friend was supporting you. Well, that's good at least. But yeah, I'm at the point now, where I'm getting a bit sick of the microaggressions from my family and my ex and such. Where I'm just like, I'm gonna start. I really have to get cocky with them and shut shit down. Because like I don't know if I mentioned this. Maybe I shouldn't be talking about such personal stuff on stream. Maybe, I don't know. But I also feel like it's important to be an open book. I feel like I'm an open book type of streamer, and I feel like I have to be. I feel like I have to routinely touch on things that are important to me in this regard. And I posted my trans timeline on Facebook the other day. I posted it on Reddit as well and got some lovely responses, by the way. Absolutely lovely responses, which is surprising because almost every time I post something on Reddit, there'll be some asshole. Get it up! There you go. And the thing that annoys me is I posted the trans timeline to my Facebook page, and my mother. Oh, this is in incognito mode because I was reading the Sydney Morning Herald. And I don't want to subscribe. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm broke. I'm not going to subscribe. Let me go to my Facebook and find this. Let me see what I posted exactly, because there was a comment left by my mother that irked me. Where is it? Let me find the comment section. My mother says to me, I love both of you. And I'm just like, you could have not said that. Because the reality of the situation is, there's only one Abigail. Am I weird for thinking that? You know, best snack is Pocky. I'll have to try Pocky. I think I have tried Pocky, maybe. Doesn't have to be the only thing you talk about, and indeed you have spoken about many topics, but when it's personal, it's kind of hard not to talk about it. Exactly. Just tell them to get fucked. Yeah, it's kind of like she's treating me like two different people, and I'm just like, one was a mask I wore for 31 years, and one is me. You know, I'd rather not acknowledge him anymore, but at the same time, I feel like posting the timeline helps put into perspective how much happier I am. I'm going to put this up here right now. Open image in new tab so you can just see this. This is the timeline, right? And I posted on Reddit, I feel happy now, and I think it was very similar to what I said on Facebook. And like, look at it. You can tell he's dead behind the eyes. He doesn't care about anything. This dude is depressed. He's fucking miserable. Because he was never a he. Like, that's the problem. Why is the music so quiet, by the way? Oh, it's the end of the song. I can barely hear the music. Can you guys hear the music? Yeah, I'm 31. It's kind of confronting sometimes, especially like we mentioned before that I don't tend to go and buy alcohol because people card me. And I don't like being carded because I'm my photo is pre-transition. Still you. I don't have a pair of tits or a vag yet, though. That's the major issue. Ask her how she would feel if you referred to her by her real name and as mother. I already do that. I'm awful, but I think it's an autistic thing. I developed a weird association with the word mum at a young age for some reason. And I started referring to her by her name and by... I think I just had a real issue with that connection of... that emotional connection. That closeness thing. I wanted to be distant. So I started referring to her by her real name or by Ma, which felt a bit detached. And occasionally mother, but mostly jokingly. By the way, I did redeem that hydrate for you. The smile in that picture, thank you, Draco. I feel really happy. I honestly do. Housemate and I both go into the bottle shop and talk about whose shout it is. We still get carded because we look early 20s, but we're both closer to 30. Maybe Mum has a hard time, dealing with the no longer having the you she thought you were, but in the end that's her problem, not yours. Yeah, exactly. And she does. She's said that to me before, how like she's used to, and this is something that upset me the other day. She mentioned how she'd used that name and the other pronouns for the longest time, so she's still used to it and trying to break that habit. And one of the things that came up was my mother and auntie started having a discussion about how they came to my dead name before I was born, and I'm just like, folks, maybe don't. At least when I'm in the fucking room. And that's one thing I do genuinely worry about as well. Is like, do they call me by my dead name? Do they refer to me as him when I'm not in the room? That's what I'm wondering about. Like, if they're struggling with it this much, do they only do it when I'm around? I'm sitting right here, exactly. Still get caught up in getting wine and you're 43. Once I get my license photo updated and all that, I hope someone cards me when I'm like 68. When I'm like 93. Ren, by the way, hello, how you doing? Oh, excuse me. Did I say hello? I thought I said hello. Mum just straight up told you that she would not use your chosen name or pronouns. What a bitch. Quite honestly. Awful. I hate the way people are. Ran Pathfinder had a great session. Good. I wanted to try Pathfinder at some point, but I haven't got around to it. What'd you do? What'd you get up to? Yeah, one of the major issues with people dead naming and misgendering is it's an absolute show of disrespect. Again, like if you have a term, this is not a good idea, by the way, but if you know a term that someone doesn't like to be called, Scotty from marketing, for example. If we went up to Scott Morrison, blah, I'm spitting on myself. If we went up to Scott Morrison and said to him, "Hey, Scotty from marketing, how you doing, mate? How you doing, Scotty from marketing?" He'd be understandably pissed. And if you were to go up to somebody who routinely dead names and misgenders you and call them something that you know would annoy them, it's kind of rude, but it might get the point across. Scummo. I did not mix this coffee well. It's like one of those sachet coffees and there's little floaty bits of it at the bottom. It's gross. Oh, excuse me. Players got in a bar fight, got a 3-way with a Viking mayor, married that mayor, and went and fought an undead god. Fucking nice. Oh, it's not gross, it's not disgusting, it's just like it's not mixed properly. Oh yeah, excuse me. I do forgive if they accidentally dead name me and then correct themselves, but the issue, of course, for those of you who are not caught up, the other day, my ex, in anger, she was pissed off at the children as she was dropping them off yesterday morning. She was angry and upset and irritable and all this. Dropping the kids off, she starts storming off back to her car. And I just say to her, like, you don't need to treat me like this. You don't need to be yelling at me because of it. And please, like, stop yelling at the kids as well. and she calls me by my dead name, outright. And I just say back to her, I snap and I say, don't call me that. You know? And she's just like, don't call me what? And it's like, you know what? And I confronted her about it, and then she immediately starts denying it. I know what I heard, my ears work. The cunt immediately starts denying it. And that honestly just says a lot about that person. Narcissist? Possibly. More than likely. It reminds me of so many other things that happened in that relationship, but I don't want to go into too many details. I did put up a TLDR, not a TLDR, a twit longer, titled Abuse, I'm a Victim, or something like that. If you want to read that, it does give you a few details about the situation, but I'm not going to read it on stream, I'm not going to go into it. I just wanted to get that off my chest. Like I said, I'm fairly open book. Honestly, I'm going to confess to something in my... I'm just going to say this right now. I'm going to confess to something I'm not proud of in my upcoming video essay. But I want to get that off my chest. So I'm going to do it. How do people even turn out like that? Upbringing. Her upbringing, I can tell. The kinds of people that she's been around her whole life. Yeah, I appreciate that. Azera, how you doing? How long ago did I socially transition? Honestly, like, I feel like the turning point. I came out in August or September, publicly. And then it wasn't until, honestly, a couple of months ago that I don't remember when exactly I did the stream with Beck, where she did my hair and makeup. I think it was around Christmas. So not too long, but before that, I was generally going fairly androgynous with my attire and the way I did my hair and stuff. Still feminine leaning, but largely androgynous. And then, after I did that stream with Beck, and we went to the club together, and we had dinner together, and I'm fully made up, and I've got my pinafore on, and I look pretty and everything, I've been doing the dress thing ever since, largely, in public. Like, I've been mostly wearing dresses. And keeping my hair as feminine as possible. I don't generally go out wearing makeup because of the effort involved. Sometimes I will if I'm going somewhere for the day. But I guess, yeah, socially transitioning, it's been like a gradual process for the past 6 odd months. Yeah, how do people even turn out like that? Hate is not natural, it has to be taught. It absolutely is. It's deeply ingrained, it's generational. Hatred is generational. Which is why, honestly... Hey Ty, how you doing? And believe me, this is not a dig at the black community. But you'll notice a lot of... Radio Reaper. Love my lipstick, thank you.
The Rogue Room appreciates your
And Ty, thank you for the host. We'll come back to the black community thing in just a sec. You'll notice that there's a lot of black people, in particular Americans. And I'll come back to your question in a minute, Zom. Particular American black people, African Americans, who have an entrenched disdain for white people, obviously, because that's generational. And they are completely right, by the way. They are completely justified in that bigotry. Not bigotry, in that hatred. The bigotry would come from the other side, the white people who hate black people. A justified disdain, because they've had generations and generations of oppression. So that's passed down child to parent, parent to child, through generations, and that's completely justified. On the other end of the spectrum, you've got people like my ex, and this is something that I would need to do a little bit more psychoanalysis on, and given that I would need to be close to their family to do that psychoanalysis, I'm not going to do it. But give me just a second, because though I love you being on my lap, cat, I need to turn the aircon off. I'm freezing my tits off here. My totally real, legitimate tits that are not just pecs. Cat. May I just say, cat. Woo-woo. I'll get some cat ears and I'll confuse him. It is cold. It's cold in my house because I got the aircon on. Hold on, cat. Just let me put my Ugg boots on because I'm freezing. It's 100% valid. I have to, can I even talk about tits on stream? Am I freely allowed to, okay, go away then. Fuck off. Am I allowed to talk about the fact that, you know, transitioning will lead to me eventually having breasts? Because the estrogen produces that. It's cold in Europe. Well, yeah. Titty streamer, that's the goal. If people can talk about BDSM, true. Well, one of the factors of hormone replacement therapy, especially in trans women, obviously, is breast growth, breast development, which is the goal. And which is the goal? I want tits. That's the only reason I transitioned. I wanted to be a dick girl. Anyway, yeah. The thing is, it's like, I'm not sure if there's any actual growth there is the problem. Because I've been leaning out for about the last 6 months, honestly. Like, once I came out, I immediately went snap into weight loss mode. And honestly, I'm going to try to get right back on the horse soon because I've been slacking a little bit. Still got visible abs, but I want to get my body fat percentage even lower, which kind of sucks because tits are fat. So it's hard to tell. It's like, because I work out chest, because I do bench press and I do other chest exercises, I'm not sure if I've been gaining, either losing fat in that area and then the musculature is more prominent. It's hard to tell because I'm still easily around 10 to 12% body fat, I think, at about 70 kilograms. It's hard to tell if, like, am my pecs still there, or is there actual growth? Hard to say. Can still pop these pecs, I'll say that much. So, filled with hopes and dreams. One of your trans friends is so happy these days because she's gotten tits and you're very happy for her. It would be very euphoric. It would be very gender euphoric for a lot of trans girls, I would imagine. Because, you know, you have the issue, being transgender, of the fact, like, one of the major things is you look in the mirror and you don't see the person that you want to see in the mirror. Nowadays I do, honestly. Like, nowadays I look at myself in the mirror, I look good naked to myself. You know, that's an important thing. It's like, you look at yourself in the mirror and you're just like, you know, having self-acceptance works quite a lot, even if not everything is the way it's supposed to be. Sub to a dude channel and now you have access to 4 different rees. That's why your tits are so big. They're full of secrets. Yes. Yes, they are. Might be working against your hormones to try and keep body fat down, since we naturally have a higher body fat percentage. Since you're on estrogen, should be you, but a little fatter. Yeah, I think, because I'm only still a couple of months into estrogen, I think, because my dosage was only 1 milligram to start off, and now I'm on 2 milligrams per day. And I think I've still got to go up to 4 milligrams after this. So it's a gradual process of, like, slowly working the hormones up. So maybe once I get onto, like, a higher dosage, I'll start to see some real effects. I am honestly speculating that maybe I've been experiencing the beginning of, get this is a weird little fun fact, trans women on hormone replacement therapy can get periods. Not the full-blown blood out of the pee hole. I know it doesn't come out of the pee hole, but I'm trying to illustrate a point here. But they can get symptoms like headaches and migraines, cramps, muscle spasms, chest soreness. There's a whole bunch of effects that can occur if you're on hormone replacement therapy. And I've been cramping. My chest has been sore. My muscles have been sore. Been headaches, definitely. Hard to say, honestly. But yeah, like hormones. Periods are caused by estrogen, and thus putting more of it into my body than would typically be produced by my type of body, which is not a lot, kicks off those symptoms. So though I don't have the rest of it. Just popping in to say you're amazing. Thank you, the talking hug, you lovely person, you. I hope you're doing well. Don't forget the mood swings. I think, honestly, that's another thing. On the subject, Christine. How am I feeling emotionally? The last few days, in particular, I've been a weepy fucking bitch. Tears like fucking crazy, dude. On everything. I was watching... Again, may I just quickly, for a moment, illustrate that Bluey is the best children's show ever made. It's fucking amazing. And I love to watch it whenever it's on, because my kids love it. And it's such a well-written, well-animated show. So fucking wholesome. And I'm sitting there watching it. And, you know, they're hitting emotional peaks and stuff like that. Or it's just like really, really cute. And I'm sitting there trying to hold back tears. Because of this fucking kids show. Detroit, get flipped off, mate. By the way, here's a fun fact. Type !ring in the chat. Have a question but you don't know how to ask it? Just ask it. Know a few people who worked on it. They graduated from your uni. Nice. Nice. Animation lecturer did the 2D VFX on Bluey. Dude, the show looks so fucking good too. It's really well animated. So yeah, for those of you who are curious about the ring, the amazing Trans Pride ring was produced by the excellent Outer Piece Gear. Check out their Etsy store there if you guys want some trans jewelry and other stuff. What else have they got? And they were so helpful to me. They got a bisexual ring. They got a asexual pride ring. Genderqueer pride ring. Trans pride gem ring. Oh my god, I didn't see this. Look at this one. Fuck yes. They got a bunch of cool stuff. I honestly wouldn't mind this trans pride hat they've got. That's pretty sweet. I don't wear my hats anymore. Do you guys know the fact that, and like, I've swapped the hats for the headbands. Pride Beach. Yeah, pretty reasonable prices. Not very expensive. I used to collect a whole ton of hats, flat bill caps, similar in style to this one. And, after coming out and everything, I completely ditched the hats altogether. And I've gone with headbands. Now I've got a headband collection. Hello there, my friend. Welcome to the Rogue Room. Hello there, my friend. Welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. What the? That was a segment on Rove Live. I actually tweeted today about the fact that occasionally I remember that Rove McManus exists. He was a person. He's still around. He still does stuff. I'm beautiful. Thank you, Gizzo. Older son started to get emotional to movies. He's cried at some sad parts. That's so good. That's good. Like, emotional expression is hugely important. Reminds me of a thing that Niga Oryx was, what was she going on? She was talking about something. What was it? But the topic of women are too emotional came up. And the response from her was like, along the lines of maybe men should stop being so emotionally repressed. Maybe we should start allowing men to express their emotions more. Kind of thing. Is text-to-speech on for bit donors? Just give me money. It was about the rabbit meme. Yeah, let me see if did I save it? I think I did save it. There is an article on Kotaku where Nega Oryx was interviewed. For the streamer from The Last of Us bunny meme, virality led to death threats over things she never did. The video is fucking hilarious, honestly. As far as I know, she doesn't like it that much because of the attachment with all the negativity, but just give me money, yeah. Maybe I should set the text-to-speech to like 1,000 bits, $10 to say something on my stream. That'd be an idea. You can simp to me all you like, absolutely. We love simps. M. Montgomery. Let me see here. Best part about the relationship you have with your fiancée is that she's great at math, and you suck at math, but you're great at literacy, and she sucks at literacy, and you find that really wholesome. That is wholesome. The one thing you want to encourage with your small human that emotions are good. I'm trying to work on that with my kids too. I would really like them to both feel that they can emotionally express themselves to me. And anyone else, of course. Anyone else they trust. You know, I want them to be able to show emotions. And not be... Especially my son, I don't want him to feel like one of the... Because he comes... The other side of the family, and myself before coming out. very emotionally repressed group. All they express is anger or occasional joy. Everything else is flatlined, and it's really, really miserable to see. Have you ever seen a woman scream at the TV because her sports team is losing? I need to introduce you to Dallas, Jacinta. I need to introduce you to Dallas. Cause yes. If anyone calls you out for being in touch with your emotions, this mum is going to hit the fan. Exactly. Should I cry? Should my cry? My cousin asked me this morning, can anyone help to answer? Tell them that crying is completely normal and emotions are a point of life. It's how we deal with our feelings. Yes, exactly. Like I said before, I've been crying a lot lately. I've been enjoying it. It's really good and cathartic to get those emotions out of your body. Like, one of the worst coping mechanisms I had before with my anger, or rather, sorry, not with anger specifically, was with the repression of emotional expression when I presented male, was the fact that I would often express any kind of misery whatsoever. Any kind of low point would be anger. I'd be frustrated and I would scream into my pillow and I'd hit things and I'd just... Sometimes it'd be good for the gym. I'd use that anger and I'd lift heavier. But I never cried. Or if I did, it was as a result of angry outrage. Now, keep in mind, like Soul Reaper, I am autistic. So I would have fits. Fits of anger. Which are very, very hard to come down from, especially when you're alone. Especially like when I live alone. I prefer the independence, quite frankly. I don't like the idea of having to live with people, although I would appreciate having someone to live with, aside from my kids, of course. I would appreciate the idea of having someone to live with to split the bill on rent so that we can live in a nicer house, kind of thing. I wouldn't mind having a friend who I can share a house with, but the problem is they would have to be cool with my kids, which is always a difficult thing. Autism gang. I need to get, is there an autism ring that I can get? I don't know. Yeah, but crying is absolutely normal, and we should let boys cry. On the subject, there's a movie about a trans man called Boys Don't Cry on that subject. Watch it if you want. It's not a heartwarming movie. Let's leave it at that. Worth a watch, though. As I was saying, though, yeah, the emotional expression, the emotional repression that a lot of men face is, not good for anyone. It's deeply entrenched in that idea of stoicism. For those of you who are not aware, stoicism, of course, is, I think there's a ton of, it can be very triggering. It's well worth putting that out there. In the same way that Brokeback Mountain is, if you've seen Brokeback Mountain, similar kind of issue. So if you've seen Brokeback Mountain and you haven't seen Boys Don't Cry, if you had issues with Brokeback Mountain, don't watch Boys Don't Cry. I would argue that. I'm the kind of person who constantly goes on about how she's never seen any movies. I've seen some movies. Saw The Shawshank Redemption. A Danish Girl is a great movie. I'll have to have a look at that. Sorry, my throat is dry as fuck tonight. I thought it was okay. Yeah, we need the reason. Okay, let's get into the reason this is deeply entrenched in patriarchy. You love me, Seiko? I love you too, friend. How you going? The reason that, boys don't cry, the reason that men are not allowed to express emotions other than, haha, I'm happy, let's go watch the cricket, or anger, or just sternness. The reason they're not allowed to express those kind of things is an aspect of toxic masculinity and patriarchy. Lucario241, welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us, friend. Yeah, there's two major points to be made there. Patriarchy is, a common concept in sociology. And it's based in the idea of course, the male rule, the male leadership. Excuse me. Okay, I need more water. I can't keep talking because I need more water. And it's 10:30, so let's do a be right back. We'll come back to this because this is a good thing. Listen to the music, chill out, be cool. Don't say any transphobic shit. Alright, folks. Here we go. I have a way to elucidate my point. I know what I want to say now. I got rid of those fucking chickpea things because I think they were genuinely making my throat dry. So, those are gone. Let me just quickly update my thing in MyFitnessPal. Thank you for the hydration, Uncle Fasto. Let me, I know what I want to say now. So I want to elucidate this point adequately. So shut the fuck up for a second and let me talk. Don't shut up. I love you. I promise. I'm gonna set this to, I'm just updating my, my serving size of the chickpeas in MyFitnessPal. And I also got some really dark chocolate. This is an 85% dark chocolate. Fucking good shit, man. Seriously. Alright, so. Okay. Why men don't cry. That'd be a weird way to phrase a title, like have 3 words and then 1 underneath. Let's begin from the very, very start. Okay? In the beginning, 2 atoms collided and created the universe. Okay, that's a bit too far back. We all have this concept of men, I think. We all have this entrenched stereotype, deeply embedded in the way we think about. If you think about men, you have a mental picture. You know what men are. If I say, what's a man, you will give me a description, and I can generally infer what you're going to say. And I've been having this kind of internal discussion over what is a woman, very similarly, which is a very, very complicated issue. We don't tend to give men the opportunity to emotionally express the same full range of emotions that women do. Alright? And one of the reasons I personally think, as a speculation, as an observation, like the major reason I decided to major in sociology and anthropology is because I use what is called the sociological perspective in everything I do. I deeply and intently look at every single facet of what makes a person and what makes a society. And the whole emotional repression of males, the emotional repression of men, starts as soon as young boys are able to understand what emotions are. So you see this a lot. You'll see this represented in media. You'll see it in a lot of families. As soon as the boy's going off to school for the first time, Daddy will get down on his knee and he'll say, listen, son, you might come across bullies at school. Remember, boys don't cry. That's what Daddy's going to say to his little boy. He's going to say, boys don't cry. If you get picked on, don't you let them see a single shred of weakness. Don't you let them see a single little bit, not a single tear. Not one. And that mindset at the very beginning of childhood, is so crucial and foundational to the concept of emotional repression. And it is so commonplace, and the reason why it is so commonplace is it goes far, far, far beyond just a one-time just a one-time thing telling the boy to not cry because you want the boy to be able to stomach dealing with bullies. And that's an understandable point to take. It's an understandable thing to deal with because boys are particularly aggressive, generally. Like, as a general rule, boys and men typically favor aggression. Masculinity favors aggression. And in aggression, one core concept is respect, of course, as you're all well aware. You know what respect is. And if you, a boy in school, is faced with a group of other boys in school, and those boys are picking on you, and you show a single tear, you show a quiver of your lip, you show any kind of emotion whatsoever, they've won. You know, they immediately target you. They'll target you again and again and again. And the idea, of course, is that men are expected to repress all of those emotions and to be arguably logical, rational, and not be confronted by their emotions. And as a result, what this leads to is, you could argue in a workplace scenario that might be a good thing to have, is to suppress those emotional outputs so you can focus on being the most effective you can at your job. Because if you let emotions take over in a workplace environment, it's going to affect how you work. It's going to affect, can you stay focused? Can you get the job done, right? Hey, Rena, how you doing? We're just talking about masculinity and emotional suppression. Because I wanted to make this a video, so we're going to fucking do this. Where was I? And like, in that sense, in that broad social sense, that's fine. Okay, it's all dandy. But the moment the issue arises in private, when men are told from such a young age, from 5 or 6, maybe even younger if they can understand at that age, when they're told boys shouldn't cry, you should just harden up. If someone calls you a silly name, just brush it off and move on. And let me think. I've got the point in my head here, just wait a sec. That can, like I said, there is an element of positivity to stoicism. Stoicism being the ability to keep stone-faced, the ability to just not let your emotions get to you. There is an element of positivity to that. But the issue is when it's relevant, suppress the emotions. When it's relevant, be strictly logical and strictly don't let emotions take control, because otherwise, kind of like a Jedi thing almost. Fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering. And forget where I was going because I'm watching this stupid bullshit. But beyond those particular situations where you need to repress your emotions, there are other situations where you need to let those emotions free. If you're watching a teary movie, if you're watching The Notebook, and you're just like holding in every single emotion, if you're holding in every single emotion in an actual, like, for example, I went to my uncle's funeral, and I hated the man. He was awful. And I realized that, you know, it's not entirely his fault. He had numerous issues throughout his life that just led to him being a generally reprehensible person. But I went to his funeral, and it was such a... This is pre-Abigail, by the way. It was such a struggle being in an environment, and I tried my damnedest, actively, to not shed a single tear. Partially because I didn't like my uncle, partially because I didn't want to show emotion. But I'm at a funeral for a relative who has passed away. No matter what, that's an emotional moment. You're going to feel something. Even if I didn't like him, even if I had negative experiences, negative history with him, he was still a member of my family, and I'm still there, and his body is in one of the ugliest caskets I've ever seen in my fucking life at the end of this church. Seriously. The guy liked cars. He liked driving. So for reasons that elude me, his ex-wife, the mother of his children, picked his casket for him. And it looked like the Windows XP default background with a road on it and a car driving down that road. Bright blues and greens. Anywho, at the very least, in that moment, I tried my best to suppress every possible emotion I could, and I couldn't. I broke, I started crying, and at the end of it, I felt specifically like I had failed in my masculinity. This is despite the fact that my father was sitting right next to me and bawling his eyes out. You know, the primary male figure in my life. And that's how I had been taught, personally. That's how I had been raised. And I've seen it in other similar examples. When I was with my ex, there was a huge issue of toxic masculinity within my ex's brother's family. The ex's brother and his partner, goodness fucking knows why they're still together, honestly. Their relationship was an absolute mess. But there were numerous occasions where the brother of my ex, again, could not express his emotions, could not express
Welcome to the
what he
room.
was going through. JDM, 32, 32, 32. Welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. He could not express his emotions in a reasonable way because he came from a very stereotypically masculine breed. You know, his father and brothers and probably other male relatives all came from that stock of like, we're manly alpha males, we do hard physical labor and we watch the footy and we drink beer and we rip bongs and all that. We go four-wheel driving and all that sort of shit. And emotional suppression is like, it's deeply entrenched, it's rooted in these kind of personalities. And as a result, there were several occasions where we were socializing with the ex's, I'm just going to keep calling her the ex's brother and their family and all that. And we were exposed on occasion, unfortunately, to his outbursts of just bottling everything up and it exploding in an angry rage. Happened on at least 2 occasions. And it's very uncomfortable to see, it's very confronting. But the reality of the situation, of course, is that that's the only way he was taught to express those emotions. That was the culture he was raised in, is that men are not allowed to show anything other than rage when they reach their peak. And I felt that prior to my coming out. And now, like I've said, spectrum of emotions. I no longer feel constrained by that sensation that masculinity has to be stoicism. And to that end, I think the very concept, the very very heavy. Hold on. Let me think. I've got an idea here that I want to continue on from. On the other hand, women are often expected to repress other emotions such as anger. This is true. Absolutely true. I seldom see my mother get angry, and when she does, it's confronting. I don't want to see my mother angry because I'm used to the idea of women being, honestly, in my own personal life, my general experience with women has been they're usually the rational ones. Because the majority of the male influence in my life has been very much that explosive emotion when they can't deal with things. So I've always had the viewpoint of like women have a higher level of control over their emotions, but it is also, again, a social expectation, I suppose. Which is why when you see a woman getting angry about something, she's written off as being emotional. As opposed to if you see men getting angry all the time, how are they not dismissed as being emotional? And you're right, it is hard to undo a lot of damage. It's hard to confront the reality that some of us are just raised in an emotionally deprived state. And when it's years and years of upbringing, to actually look at that and try to self-actualize your emotions after years of not being able to. Generations of reinforced mindsets. A lot more psychological than I usually get into. But we can change it. We can move the goalposts a bit. Not move the goalposts. We can move the shift the narrative a bit. We can always try our damnedest to move people away from these kinds of things. Yes, tits, exactly. Currently wearing a shirt that has a rabbit in a hood with a scythe in their hand with the slogan, hippity hoppity, your soul is my property. Could this explain why teenagers and middle-aged men turn to video games? Doom 2016, for example, typical alpha male scenario. It could be the reason. I think I definitely found solace in video games, most certainly. In the sense that I didn't have to think majority of the time. You put yourself in the video game and you don't have to conceive of things anymore. You don't have to do anything other than play the game. It's a very cathartic experience to remove yourself from the reality you're in, and it's very alleviating. Unfortunately, of course, some people tend to go for like competitive games or whatever, which can just exacerbate existing issues. You'll often see rage streamers. I honestly cannot stand, call this trauma or whatever, but I cannot stand the idea of rage streamers. I cannot fathom watching someone who's raging all the fucking time. When like screaming at their monitor and breaking their keyboard over their head and shit. Solved by SSG. Which one's SSG? I like tits. We all like tits. Tits and dark chocolate. Anyway. That's my thoughts on the male suppression of emotion thing. I'm sure there's a lot more that I could get into there. But that's purely from experience and purely from observation. We are taught from a very young age that emotion is not something we're supposed to express in this way or that. And quite frankly, I am now a proponent of forced feminization so that the men of our world can fully express their range of emotions. Joe Biden, forced feminization injections now. Crucial. This is the future liberals want. That was a good chat. Thank you, folks. I hope that I got my points across. Put on it. Well, hang on. Does this fucking bug in my room again, dude? Hold up a sec. Just stay right there. I have to go access my armory. Oh, no, you know what? Not this one. Let's go big. If we're talking masculinity. Put on the dress, rightoid. There is something bugging me, and it's a fucking bug. Clipped and shipped. Please tag shoe on head. Tag shoe on head. I want to see if she responds. She won't. She's too big of a personality. What have I missed? Not a proponent of forced feminization is a good sentence to have come in on. No, I am now a proponent of forced feminization. But yeah, what we were just talking about, Haley, was the lack of emotional expression that men experience. And my personal experiences with that. Which is it's a very deep topic, and I'm hoping at least some of my sociology, social science degree will touch on that. Speaking of, you know, I got into the degree, I think they said it sort of starts on the 22nd or something, or the 21st, I'll have to check my emails. I don't think they give you many details beyond that. Do I just show up to the uni on the 22nd and they're just like, oh yeah, go here, whatever. My bank is now asking me if I've considered opening a business transaction account with no monthly account fee. No, I have not. Fuck off, cunt. Anyway, in the Player of Games by E&M Banks, the protagonist gets fucking memed on by his friends because he's never changed sex. Rogue bitch reaches out to Shu. Where's my email from the uni? Not too late to apply to study at university name. I've already been accepted. Hang on, I'm just trying to find my email. Where did I put it? Welcome to the Uni of Newcastle. What's next? We're here to support you on your new adventure. Check out my personal webpage. Good night, bench and benches. Good night, get it up. Have a good one. The fuck? Dude. What's this bullshit? Just notice my lighting is all fucked up. That won't turn on. Cool. Awesome. That's sick. You must be kidding. Oh, where the little... My light's fucked. Dude. That's not cool. At all. I don't even know if I can fix that. There we go. All good. We're back in business. Welcome to Beep Uni. Exactly. Sounds fucking good. Alright. That's telling me where I'm going to be. Cool. Plan your degree. Enroll. Prepare. Orientation will be held on a date that I'm not going to... I mean, it's 10 days from now. Anyways. What else should we discuss? That annoys me, by the way. Because, like, I only just bought that, what, 1 or 2 weeks ago? I'm like, I don't want to keep wasting money on this bullshit. I can't afford to keep wasting money replacing lights. We could discuss the noble snail. Is noble snail a breed of snail? Or are you just saying the noble snail in general? There is the noble volute. Symbiola nobilis. Fucking bugs. Would I rather be friends with a giant snail the size of a lion or a tiny snail the size of your fingernail? Snails in general are noble. Well, there is actually the noble volute. Dude, there is a bug in my face. What the fuck? Alright. I've got the email that will tell me where to go. What was I doing? Alright. I've got some other news here. What do you feel like reading about? Well, there was this Nega Oryx article on Kotaku, which I think largely could tie back to the thing we were talking about earlier. Sort of like that's what kicked it off. Actually. I think the Nega Oryx article actually kicked off the discussion about men's emotions. Because Nega was talking about... I feel really awkward saying her name. Honestly, is someone going to clip me saying Nega Oryx's name and just like get me banned on Twitch? I would hope... Like, this is the thing that annoys me about that. But that name is what? Nega Oryx. It's not my fault she named herself that. Okay? I am just referring to her as her chosen name. As everyone should if someone chooses a name. Let me just try to get this little fucker here. Get off my screen. Anywho. It does sound a bit like a different word. It does a little bit. I wasn't saying something else. So shall we go through this? It's a fucking novel of an article. But I think it's probably worth reading. I'm feeling like I'm going to have to replace that light strip with another one, and I'm so annoyed. I'm probably going to have to buy a higher quality one, because that was a $15 one from Kmart. I'm like, dude, I don't want to have to replace shit. I'm sure to make a clip joke. If M. Montgomery's chat moderator... If M. Nega Oryx... Montgomery's chat moderator hadn't gotten up to use the bathroom, 6 million people would not have seen what happened next. During a stream last week, a viewer asked Montgomery, "What color is your thong today?" Usually Montgomery doesn't acknowledge those sorts of messages, but with her mod gone, he only has one mod, the message did not get zapped into oblivion, instead it just sat there and festered. So Montgomery engaged. "You absolute infant of a human." Fucking... get him. She began. What did you expect? Her ensuing systemic takedown of a sexist non-joke caught on fire, doubling the size of Montgomery's audience overnight. She was surprised, but not that surprised. She'd been there before under very different circumstances. She is, after all, The Last of Us dying rabbit meme girl. As you can see there. That's the meme. Do you remember that one? Arnold streamer and only one mod. I know the sensation of only having one mod in chat sometimes. Here we go. So here's the video for anyone who is curious. Let's just shut this music off for a sec. Let's have a watch.
What color is your thong today? Respect women. You just absolute infant of a human. So what did you expect? Did you expect I was gonna be like blue? Oh my god, why do you want to find out? Like, what do you think people are gonna do, my dude? How do you see this going any other way than how it went? You can't take a joke? What do you think a joke is? Can you imagine John Mulaney getting up on a stage and pointing at a woman in the audience and going, "What color's your thong?" And then she goes, "Excuse me, that's..."
I'm going to say right now, I have seen comedians do that exact bit. So we're reacting to Nigga Oryx's, this thing. We're reading a Kotaku article about this very thing where she's, well, let the video speak for itself.
Fucked up. And he goes, "You can't take a joke. You haven't gotten to the joke yet. We got to the part where you were being a dick. You haven't told the joke yet." Google Mike Birbiglia, "I'm joking." He has a really great bit where he talks about how jokes have been ruined by people like yourself who say shitty, misogynistic things, and then when someone calls them out on it, they say, "I'm joking." Because then people...
Yeah, I fucking hate that shit. Yeah, Kotaku is questionable at times, but I mean, if they've got the information, they've got the information. People do often forget that jokes have to be funny. Remember, guys, folks, let me just point this out to you. I'm just going, content warning, slurs, homosexual slurs. Steven Crowder released a shirt that said socialism is for fags. Alright? But get this, you know why it's a joke? Because the A in the word fags is replaced with a fig leaf. So when somebody confronts you about the fact that you're wearing a shirt that says socialism is for fags, you can go, "No, it says figs. Look, it's a fig leaf. You don't get the joke." Figs, my fucking cunt. Silent Storm 1313, welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us and enjoy my fucking rage at people who don't know what comedy is. Can you link a funny thing? You can absolutely link a funny thing. Do men think that women wear thongs 24/7? As someone who has worn one, how the fuck do they do it all the time if someone does?
Say, "Oh, we just can't joke around in the workplace anymore." No, the rest of us can still joke. You can't because you were never joking in the first place. You were just being a misogynistic, sexist piece of shit. And then you don't...
How did she do that with the camera? Unless she was just pulling some... Like, this looks like it's post-processed. Go back for a second. Look at this. Look at this.
Never joking in the first place. You were just being a misogynist.
Look. The camera zooms in. Zooms in.
Sexist piece.
Zooms in again. The game size doesn't change. She didn't, like, zoom the whole scene in post-production here. That must be, like, an actual thing she set up with it. Yeah, with a Stream Deck. You think? Has to be. Absolutely. That's clever. I need to steal that shit. Because that's useful.
Piece of shit. And then you don't like hearing that because someone's holding a mirror up to you and it makes you uncomfortable. Because you know you, and you know the parts of you that are good. So in your heart, you have to come up with a narrative that makes you feel better about the fact that somebody's asking you to confront the parts about yourself that you hate the most. And me telling you you're not joking is me asking for you to hold yourself accountable to be a better person because you're not right now. And I'm sorry if that's hard for you to hear because you think you're the hero of your own story, but you are a footnote in everyone else's.
A fucking poet.
I need a beer.
An absolute fucking wordsmith. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. I think we need a crematorium. Holy shit. Am I following her? I think I'm following her, yeah. Good God, the systemic destruction of the target. That was a fucking drone strike. Christ on a cock. You don't need to call... No. You can't call the police. You need to bring in military, because a genocide just happened on that man. I know that sounds unusual. How do you commit a genocide on one man? She just did. Don't question it. Wasn't even scripted. That was off the cuff. I aspire to that level. Being able to respond. And the thing is, like,
Welcome to the Rogue Room.
Lesbian bread and cheese, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm in for that. Welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. Lesbian bread and cheese. Fuck yes. How did you know my Valentine's Day plans? My God, stop the match. Play the clip. It's another takedown. Let's have another look. Let's have a look at some more. What do we got?
How much
Paladin.
Play? I'll tell you how much. Hi, welcome into Paladin
Oh,
episode.
yeah.
That's right. Do you want to see foot play? I've got the solution for you. Now for just a small fee of $19.95 plus shipping and handling, I'm gonna tell you to get fucked. Get your foot fetish out of my chat. Get it right out of my chat. I don't want anything to do. I want it. Take it away right now. Get out. Out. Okay, back to you guys. Pull this number down.
I love Amber. She's great. Okay. Shall we read the article? Let me see here. What have I missed? Call the USA because someone's stealing their drone strikes. SWAT team. Seen an angel where Illyria punches a man so hard his head crumbles into dust. May I ask what my pronouns are? My pronouns are she and her, which you would be able to see if I was chatting, but I don't, because I'm the one talking at the moment. Oh, also let me get the music back. Hang on a sec. We got to have the chill vibes. I'm just like turning this up very slightly. There we go. I do seem to bag on Butterfield. He's an easy example. Heard him go on record. He deliberately does the type of comedy he does because people want to see how bad he can get, but out of his gigs actually doesn't hold the values of the comedy routine. Then he's not helping the situation. Quite frankly, that just shows me, quite honestly, that shows the kind of integrity that that person has. If you're going to make an entire persona built around spreading bigoted viewpoints under the guise of comedy, then you might as well hold those viewpoints. Yeah, he's willing to compromise his values for money. Again, that streamer that I mentioned, that particular streamer that some of you are gonna know who I'm talking about. Some of you know who I'm talking about. The person who had a very open and accepting community that had a lot of queer folks in it. And then she announced to the world she was voting for Donald Trump and started putting out a whole ton of alt-right geared videos. You know who I'm talking about. I feel like some of you know who I'm talking about. And it's absolutely just selling out whatever values you thought you had, because quite frankly, if you decide to sell out to extremely negative ideologies, for in the sake of making an audience and making money, then you never held. If you think you had good values in the first place, you never did. If your whole ideology, life's good, LG, life's good. No, one of those initials is correct. Anyway, if you decide that you're going to pursue content that specifically speaks to a bigoted group, a bigoted audience, then you are, quite frankly, as bad as the act that you put on. Honestly. Doing dumb shit for the purpose of being seen as a bigot when he really isn't, but may as well fucking be. Exactly. Exactly. He doesn't hold the values, he shouldn't be making the jokes. That's how the YouTube algorithm works. Rage bait generates drama, so now you can report on that drama and get the money from views and ad revenue. Yeah, I could do that. I could react to one of their videos to try and score some views from it. I've considered it, honestly. I've already done a react to Isaac Butterfield in the past, which got a few views, I think. I can't recall. Let me scroll down, see if I can find it. Where was it? Yeah, Isaac Butterfield triggered over pronouns. That's got 161 views on it. I mean, not too bad. And of course, you know, naturally, all of the Butterfield stans have disliked it. It's got 16 likes and 11 likes on dislikes on it. 16 likes, 11 dislikes on it. So, you know, reacting to these dickheads whose views I explicitly do not align with, for obvious reasons. is a way to generate content, I guess. Me murdering someone. I'm only doing this so I'll be able to write a book about a murderer of high quality because it'll be authentic, earning me money. I'm actually morally opposed to murdering people outside of my art. Of course, you need to see everyone's point of view. Well, I mean, that's my point of view. Is that like he is the kind of person who knows he has a large audience and a lot of influence and uses that for nefarious ends. He uses that to spread viewpoints that he knows are going to be harmful. And if his objective as a comedian is to see how far he can push it, to see how like again, he tends to talk about on his Twitter and things like that, or like in his videos he goes, I'm not right wing, as to go, I'm not right wing, despite the fact that he's constantly making right wing arguments, like perpetually. Some perspectives hold nothing of value, harmful ones specifically. You have work in the morning, radio, Fox. Have a good rest. Get some sleep. And yeah, that's why my particular viewpoint of people like him. And I've had this thought about Ben Shapiro. I've had this thought about Steven Crowder. I've had this thought about probably Dave Rubin if I'd ever watched any of his content. More than likely Jordan Peterson as well. Like I guarantee you a lot of these people are in that same boat of they know that the things that they're spreading, the viewpoints they're spreading are negative and are influencing a lot of people to have hateful viewpoints about other groups of people, typically minorities. But as long as the money keeps rolling in, they don't care. The situation is that they just get income off of it. You know, they've turned it into a job, they've turned it into a grift, and as a result, they see no reason to change it. They see no reason to shift it away from that. And this is exactly what happened with that streamer. It's like they realized, yes, I'm a streamer. It's a crazy concept. A human being. I'm a human being. What was I saying? Oh, okay. I'm pulling foundation off my face again. Still can't believe Jordan Peterson's not been offered a job by Jim Henson Puppets. Yeah, so we have this problem, and it's been around for a while. Folks like Glenn Beck and Alex Jones and all that. Although I do think Alex Jones is legitimately insane. It's the entertainment problem, really. The crux of it is that entertainment is a broad spectrum of ideas. And a lot of those ideas are going to run contrary to what we commonly see as common sense, which, again, I'm going to just keep using the word common. Common sense is surprisingly uncommon. You know, we would think to ourselves, like, why would I want to exercise violent bigotry on gay people? They haven't done anything to me. But then you'll watch somebody who has a vested interest in targeting gay people and saying, well, here's the reasons you should hate gay people, and then make a 10-minute video rambling through numerous different completely illogical viewpoints. But because they can string sentences together for long periods of time, or whatever it is, or they can speak fluidly and confidently on a certain subject for a certain period of time, then they don't care as long as people are going to be watching it. And as they watch it, they get ad revenue and they get sponsors, and sponsors, generally speaking, only care if you've got the views. So, you know, you'll see people who have got very contrarian, very reactionary, very problematic viewpoints make a significant amount of income just based off the fact that these soulless companies will sponsor them to put out even more content that's designed to divide and be derisive towards certain groups of people. From what you're aware, his line of thinking is, in the four walls of the comedy venue, a joke is a joke and not meant to be taken seriously, and that in no way makes it okay to actually act upon those jokes. So then is the joke just as bad as the act? If the joke encourages the act, then yes. And I have watched a significant chunk of Isaac Butterfield's content. The majority of his jokes are just miserable attempts. Absolutely miserable attempts.
Welcome to the Rogue Room.
Welcome to the Rogue Room. Ripturlo. Welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with his friend. Hope you're doing well. Oh, I don't have any water left. I drank all my water. That's the hydration you get. You get a drop. Verbal sleight of hand. It can be meant as a jab or a job or jab. It's yeah, like Nega Oryx said. in the thing. My poor throat. I know. Should stop sucking so much dick, honestly. Anyway, shut up. What was I going to say? Yeah, like Isaac Butterfield. If we continue to use him as an example, and Steven Crowder. If we use them as an example, like you look at a lot of their jokes and you think to yourself, like, what is the joke? Where is the punchline? Like, and you say boomers, right? You know, their audience is boomers. But like, people from the boomer era, there were comedians who were putting out solid comedic content that was still not in that vein. So these people just genuinely don't have a concept of what comedy is. I think they want to look at, for example, let's just use this as an example. I distinctly remember a conversation with my ex's father at some point, talking about how they went to Thailand, and he points to me and he laughs. He goes, "By the way, we went and we saw them lady boys," and he cackles, laughing about it. "Went and saw them lady boys. You know, them chicks with dicks dancing on the stage in Thailand." What's the joke? What's the funny? What's the ha-ha? Why are you laughing? Not even that interesting of a story. It's like, you gotta actually extrapolate. Like, if that, again, like the person in Nega Oryx's video, it's like, what color thong are you wearing? What's the joke? Like the thing with the Steven Crowder. I found AOC's abuser or whatever it was, and it's a picture of Karl Marx photoshopped onto somebody, and it's like, sees the means of reproduction. Steven Crowder, what the fuck is the joke? Jokes need to have some kind of a good setup and punchline, and there needs to be a genuine amusement response, and it seems to be that the majority of the time the amusement response is from people who are laughing at anyone who is triggered by it. It's not about actually making people have a giggle. It's about making people say, "Ha, look, people are angry. People are angry. And that's funny to me." Like, it's dumb. There's no amusing factor there. It's propaganda, really. Look pretty at least, thank you. I'm going to read your name as a compliment. No, but actually, on the subject. Who's inappropriate? I'm very sexy. Thank you, very nice milkers. I'm hoping to get very nice milkers. Somebody... No! In that context, women are the butt of the joke. The idea of respecting women is a joke. Yes, you're absolutely right, Jacinta. Remember a clip from a long time ago? He was melting down and kept throwing around labels like, "You socialist, Marxist, left, communism." My response was, "Pick one, otherwise you look like a royal dipshit who doesn't know what he's on about."
Appreciates your recommendation.
Badger, thank you for the host. Read your name again. You made it for me. You made an account for me. Thank you. I am a very pretty lady. On the subject, it's like, I mean, they're banned now. on the subject, they're banned now. If I were to respond to that, are they going to pull the "it's a joke" card? Or they're probably not, honestly, majority of the time. These kinds of people don't like confrontation, but are they going to pull the "it's a joke" card? I am not male, thank you, look pretty. His audience think all these labels mean the same thing and are totally interchangeable. Reminds me of that thing with, what's her fucking name? The lady who debated with Reverend Warnock. Remember that? I mentioned this a couple of times. Reverend Warnock was in a debate with that lady, and she goes, "Will you denounce Marxism and socialism?" I was like, denounce them from what? What's the problem with Marxism and socialism? Leffler, that's it. Kelly Leffler. That dumb bitch. Remember the guy last night who was a dingus but got a sub and then got banned? I don't fucking care. I got 105 subscribers right now. I got money. Such a sultry women. Thank you. Mods got a lot of work tonight. I need my mods. Honestly. I need my mods. I operate with them. You know? Because, you know, since I decided to stream in just chatting in the LGBTQ+ category, inevitably, stupid dipshits are gonna come here and harass people like me, especially being trans. I had to trim my nails, by the way. I hate it, but my nails are gone, as you can see. they were falling apart. Responding to bigots' jokes with, I don't get it, can you explain it, is the best way to deal with it. That's a good idea. I'm going to steal with that. A trans Scientologist, sociologist, not Scientologist. Well, aspiring sociologist is the goal after my degree, which we're about to get into in just 10 to 14 days' time. Mad respect for the mods of a Just Chatting stream. I can only imagine the kind of pressure that people who are bigger than me, the kind of pressure their mods must be under, you know? Because, you know, the larger you are as a streamer, you're going to need more mods, of course. And it does leave me wondering, you know, of streamers who have such just huge chats. Absolutely explosive chats. How do you work with moderation in that circumstance? Excuse me. You file yours. It's a way to stop biting them, but you do it every now and again. I've got to file mine. I've trimmed them because one of them cracked off completely. I think it was this one cracked off completely. And I had to just like get rid of the whole thing. And I'm like, well, now they're uneven. So I cut the rest of them. And I've been trying to play more guitar lately. So I guess it's a good thing in that regard. File them under N for nails. There's nothing some loser like you can say to be genuinely hurtful. Trans women have been through more than you can imagine. Nothing you can do is going to frighten her. Nothing you can do is going to hurt her. She's hurt 100 times worse before. I have. I genuinely have. You know? Saying, like, coming again, like what they said was, hi, you are not male. Which is a compliment, I guess. I mean, no shit. And then they go, JK. It's like, aha. Again, what is the joke? The joke is... triggered libtards! Idiots. They have no legitimate concept of what a joke is. And it's because of people like Crowder and such. That spread that idea. Again, the socialism is for fags shirt. What's the joke? The joke is people getting triggered at the use of the F slur. That's the joke. The joke is on you, kind of thing. You are being upset by my comedy, and that's the funny. Oh, but the right is getting better at comedy, and we're afraid. What are they expecting for you to start crying and say, oh wow, I didn't realize there were people in this world who think trans women are men, I'm so hurt and upset. I know, it's stupid. It's because it's a current topic, though, especially lately, with a whole bunch of legislative stuff going on in the UK, and us being just like, turfism is rampant. All over the place. Turfism is absolutely rampant. And this brings me to an article I did want to touch on. But now, like, we had the Nega Oryx article, and we watched the video and all of that, but I feel like we didn't get into the actual article itself. Should we start with the article? Should we actually read a bit of the article? Picture of Marauder. There is no joke. Hand over your extra lives. Gonna head off, Badger. Thank you so kindly for being here and swinging by. Have a good one. Stay fancy. Aha, triggered snowflake, lefty, liberal, commie, pinko, socialist, soy boy, sissy, something or other. Can you make edgy jokes that are still tasteful? You can. You can, definitely. But the issue, of course, is that some people will say, I have a dark sense of humor, and then just be racist. That's all they'll do. That's all they'll do. Some people will say, oh, I have an edgy sense of humor. Attack helicopter! What is the joke with the attack helicopter thing? The issue with the attack helicopter thing, quite frankly, was there was definitely an issue a few years back on Tumblr. It was a prevalent thing on Tumblr of people, and like, again, if you start coming up with your own gender identities, if you start defining your own gender based on any number of different facets, fine. I see it as a measure of exploration, of gender exploration, of realizing the role that you were assigned at birth is not for you, and you want to start to unpack it. And thus, when you come up with your own gender roles, and you start giving it its own label and its own pronouns and things like that, it's a method of exploration of your personality, your identity, who you are. And on Tumblr, it became a very big trend back around 2014 or 2016-ish, and it became such a big thing that it turned into a massive meme, and I think that's where the attack helicopter meme spawned from, because you would get people saying shit like, I'm star gender, my gender is a star, a literal hydrogen ball in space, and like they were completely serious. People just making up completely wacky, wild gender identities that have nothing to do with their identity at all. And people took that as a meme, and thus, you know, the attack helicopter thing sort of came out of the woodwork. Mr. Beast actually literally did a video about the attack helicopter meme, making fun of it, poking fun at it. And, or like poking fun at the people who were doing the whole making up 1,000 genders thing. And yeah, and like in my personal opinion, and this is what's great about Jim Sterling, is Jim Sterling came out as non-binary gender trash. And gender trash is what they were calling themselves while they were still figuring out who they wanted to be. Now, of course, nowadays they just say, I'm non-binary. And gender trash has become a bit of a meme. Hello, Last Anxiety, how you doing? Whereas, you know, it's still a worthwhile endeavor, I think. I honestly am kind of remiss to the fact that I just switched, honestly. There's an element of me that kind of misses the fact, kind of is upset by the fact that I never had that phase of in-between awkward gender exploration. Honestly, I'm going to put this out there as a hypothesis. And I've speculated upon this. I feel like all I talk about is gender. I'm going to become a gender scientist. It's such a common thread here. Hey, folks, if you have divergent gender identities, just stay at my stream. It's all I talk about. Gender abolition. Gender abolition now! Abolish gender! We can talk my hobbies in a sec. I just want to get this final thought out, and then we'll jump off the topic for a bit. Abolish gender. No genders allowed. Hey, Serena. How you doing? Part of the ASD spectrum. We can talk autism. I'm not talking autism. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. The hypothesis. Frogselina, how are you doing? Welcome back in. Here's my hypothesis. So, at a certain point over 2020, late 2019, I created the character of Jim Dudebra. Right? Who, whenever somebody would subscribe, I would switch into hypermasculine mode. I would even change my attire. I'd put a tank top on. If I was wearing a shirt, I'd go change into a tank top, come back, and I would do workouts with dumbbells in this hyper macho, hyper masculine Jim Dudebra. Dudbrah. He was a hyper masculine gym junkie stereotype, right? Very, very inspired by the likes of Dom Mazzetti from Bro Science Life. And Dudbrah. It was stupid. It was dumb. But the idea was, you know, add a little excitement to subscribing. And I think this is an interesting little bit of introspection, is I believe in pushing so heavily, and I became very, very tired of the bit after X amount of time, because every single subscriber was 10 more repetitions. I have 105 subscribers now. That is 1,050 reps if I were to be still doing that. And I did get quite a few sub bombs. People would drop like 10 subs, 12 subs on me, and I'd be like stuck doing reps. And I think I became really, really stuck in the masculinity of the role, and that was in its own way my gender exploration phase. I became so heavily entrenched in that masculine identity, that masculine presentation, that eventually it pushed me back. It pushed back against me and flipped the switch that I had been hiding from for like the last 16 odd years or so. Because remember, if you guys are not aware, I had a gender crisis when I was about 15. And I repressed that very heavily, and I think going so hyper masculine with that character, yeah, I think it did make me dysphoric, yeah. And it eventually kicked me into woman mode. Bit of a weird thing. Might be something I could self-explore a little bit more. Got some unfortunate news yesterday. Grandma and Grandpa have COVID. I'm so sorry to hear that, Rena. Pretty sure they got it because your aunt and uncle are anti-maskers and visit every weekend. Oh, God. That's awful. I hope they come out okay. I hope they can recover. I mean, dare I say it, he recovered. You know who I'm talking about. Woman mode activated. When you push so hard into masculine, you come out the other end a woman. I think that's genuinely what it was. It's like I started lifting in 2017 to get a more masculine physique initially, and I think I just pushed so hard for it as a measure of repression that eventually I snapped. I can't even conceive of what it was. I mean, gender wraps around. Gender is one of those like infinity symbol things. What's it called? That's that thing. They used it in Infinity War, I think, or Endgame, Avengers. Mobius strip, that's it. Gender is a Mobius strip. Yeah, Ouroboros, basically. The thing. That thing. Gender is booty shaped. You reckon there's a chance? Yeah, there is a chance. I think you're absolutely right. I think there's a chance he faked having COVID for the sake of proving to his base. It's like, look, it's not that bad. You don't have to wear a mask. I got over it. And then he faked the after effects when he came back to the White House. He faked like the shortness of breath and looking like he was weak on his feet. Had the same experience pre-transition, you reckon? Yeah? I wonder how many people go through that. Because yeah, like I said, I didn't have that phase where I was like, and my mother even asked me when I was early transition, my mother even asked me, it's like, do you feel maybe gender fluid or something? And I was just like, nope, I'm a woman. Done. Spooder, wait. Can you see her? Or are you just asking about... Oh, okay. What's in the tank? Spider, yeah. I've been posting some stuff about her on my Twitter, so I can show you her. Oh, hang on. I didn't post it on my actual media, though, did I? No. Dang it. Dude. Doubt he faked it because after he stepped off the chopper and into the balcony, he was visibly in pain but putting on a brave face. I suppose so. Entirely possible. What's Spider's name? Vess. No. That's not what I'm saying at all, Errol. Errol? How do you pronounce that? Errol? I'm saying that I specifically went into fitness for masculine reasons. As a form of repression. It's an introspective thing. I think I went heavily into that in the first place because I wanted to go as far away from what was myself. It's, like I've mentioned numerous times, I mentioned in my coming out letter, I feel like Abigail's been there for so long, but when I was 15, I was so terrified of coming out, I locked her away. And ever since, everything I have done has been a measure to keep her locked away. Now she's not locked away anymore, and she's out here. And she's being very fucking emotional all the time. It's really exhausting. Let's talk about my hobbies. Let's talk about my hobbies, shall we? Since we were going to go into that and get off the gender thing for a bit, might be an idea. When did I decide on the name Abigail? Good question. A long time ago. Like I mentioned, there was a movie. Something Forest. I don't know what it was called. I forgot. There was a movie. Yeah, furry mouse movie. We've done this several times now. Once Upon a Forest. What made you choose the name Abigail? There's a movie called Once Upon a Forest that I watched at my grandparents' house once. One time. And the name Abigail is one of the protagonists. Literally only watched it one time. And the name Abigail stuck out to me as a child. And I could not get rid of it. So when it came time to choose my new name, I went through a few. And I was like, I really like the name Abigail. And I thought for it a second, it's like, yeah, it fits. I don't know what it is. And remember there was a time where I was going to change my name to just my dead name, but with a different letter. And I was like, no, I'm Abigail. And I always have been. Always have been. But anywho, what are my hobbies? What are my fucking hobbies? Dude, good question. I don't even know what my hobbies are. I mean, I suppose fitness is my main hobby. Fitness is my, my specific number one thing that I do 6 days a week. I get up, first thing I do, Monday through Saturday. I get up, I go to the gym. The first thing I do, I get up, I make coffee, I go straight to the gym. And that is my primary hobby, I think. I still do my weights and all that. I still lift. I still think there is an aspect of femininity in my lifting, honestly. Don't know what it is. As for games, I was playing a ton of Ghost of Tsushima. And I do need to finish it at some point. I've just been really... I don't know, like, honestly, this has become... Sitting here streaming and talking and... all of that has become such a big hobby for me. This particular atmosphere has become so crucial to my... personhood, I think. That... You know, feeling like I finally found where my place is on Twitch. In this particular category, in this particular space. Has been incredibly significant as a part of my identity, I think. Wish your fucking gym was still open, start getting your shit together and was going for a month straight, then COVID capped the gym. Do some calisthenics at home, is what I would advocate, if you can. If not, I do have a dumbbell set as well. I can recommend, because when COVID was big and lockdowns were on, I was hitting the dumbbells hard. But yeah, download. There are probably apps you can download to give you advice on calisthenics, but do home workouts that focus entirely on just your body strength, body weight. There's a ton out there. You can do push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups. Download some dumbbells. What is your go-to fitness tip? Just start. Honestly, find possibly the easiest inn that you can. Go for a walk around the neighborhood. Ring Fit, fantastic. Find an inn, start building the habit. Is my number one tip. Habits form after 3 weeks. Get into the habit, find a time every single day, like make it a scheduled thing. Find a time every day, 6 days a week I would advocate, not 7, but I'm not a fitness expert, and that's based on the fact that I do weights. So weight training requires a rest day. I could probably go back to the gym on Sundays and do a round on the bike or something like that, you know. But generally speaking, I treat Sunday as an entire rest day. I don't do anything, any exercise. Don't put it off. Just do even like a push-up or two. Start small. One of the routines that I got into before I started going to the gym was I would do sets of push-ups, star jumps, crunches, running on the spot, like twists, body twists, you know, stretches and all that sort of stuff. I got to do these kind of stretches and all that. So just like getting into the routine, start with half an hour a day. Start with half an hour a day, 3 weeks. Push that 3 weeks until you develop an affinity for it and it's locked into your schedule, and then keep going. That's crucial. Keep going. Don't give up. Because if I had given up at any point, I would be not where I am now, honestly. And my major piece of advice would be, at some point, if you want to make real progress with your physical fitness, if you want to start making real progress on seeing changes in your body, if that's what your goal is, which is generally what if someone starts working out, generally the goal is they want to look better. If you want to start looking better, you need to break a sweat. Now, like I said, you got to work up to that. Start small, start light, don't go too hard, get your heart rate up a little bit, but you need to break a sweat every session. You need to be hitting that intensity to start seeing the results. Because if you're just going and you're lightly walking, I mean, it's still getting fitness in you, it's still getting the blood pumping, it's still getting the muscles moving, it's still getting everything going. If you just go on the treadmill at a very light pace for half an hour, it's still something. But if you want serious results, you've got to get in and burn calories and got to make your muscles hurt and all of that. It's crucial. Hey JX, for how's it going? What was I missing? Bought it, never played it. Never played which? Excuse me. Oh, gosh. You always walk to your supermarket, which is like 2 Ks away, listen to your podcast. There you go. Awesome. You're going trans from male to female. Any tips? Good question. Go at your own pace. Don't... Radio Zone Ripe, have a good one. I think I have an affinity for puns. Have a good one. Let me think for a second. What are my thoughts on weight loss surgery? I'm trying to think, like, what are my tips from male to female? I'm like, go at your own pace. Don't push yourself to be as uber femme as you possibly can. Depends, like... Fuck, I don't know. This comes down to the discussion of, like, what is a female? What is a woman? What's a girl? And I think we all have certain expectations around it. And I'm still learning myself. I'm still stumbling. Still trying to figure out where I want to be. So, my main tip, I'm just going to say my number one tip, go at your own pace. If you want to look up, like, I would recommend looking up facial feminization makeup. If you're interested in makeup, that's what I use for most of my facial stuff. Although I've been told I have a pretty feminine face to begin with, so... which is why I always get perplexed when people come in saying you look like a man, when a ton of people throughout the years in my personal life have said I have a very, very feminine baby face. Pick one. I do not look like a man, thank you. I look like a rat. Threw a spanner in the works. So what are my thoughts on weight loss surgery? I don't know. I don't know. It's a very tricky one. Which kind of surgery would you be talking about? Would you be talking about, like, getting gastric band surgery to restrict... Oh, I don't have any water. Hang on. Let me go get some water and we'll come back. Give me a sec. Well then, that's certainly something to come back to. Zenki, what did you say? What have I missed? Oh, you feel pressured into doing fitness. You must be lazy. No wonder you're so bad at physical fitness, in all honesty. Why is that still showing up? They're fucking Christ, dude. Are you serious? Okay, I'm just going to turn that off then. For a moment you thought they were a decent person. I know. I swear I've seen them in chat before as well. So, anywho. People are unoriginal. Like, honestly, dude, it's fucking Black History Month, and you're going to come in here into a white person's chat, by the way, spamming a racial slur and an emote that is specifically used on this platform as a racial attack. Why are you so invested in hate? Why are you so I'm putting this out there into the void so everyone else can ruminate on it. Why are you so invested in hurting other people? I'm genuinely curious. Like, the concept of empathy... Like, are you bored? We were talking about hobbies before. I have quite a few hobbies. I do. I enjoy playing guitar. I'm gonna try to get back on my skateboard soon. I do enjoy playing video games occasionally. I love streaming. I love talking. I love sociology. I love philosophy. I am so keenly invested in so many things. I'm a parent. You know, I've got so much going on. So many things that bring me joy in my life. And here you are. Person who's no longer in my chat. Person who's no longer watching, most likely. But here you are just using stereotypical symbols of hate. It's like absolutely the most baseline, by the way. Contributing nothing, being no one. Twiddles, hello, lovely. How you doing? How's things? Don't waste my time. I shouldn't. But I just like to ruminate on this stuff. It's like, please, 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 if you are one of those kinds of trolls, please find a hobby. Just pick up guitar and start practicing Baby Did a Bad Bad Thing by Chris Isaac. It's really easy. Really fucking easy. Honestly. Yes, a response like this student is TOS. Yeah. How am I? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Just play the foot fetish video again. Hey, Aries Millie, how you doing? And Chad, the alpha male, I see you there. What am I a parent of? 2 children. And a spider and a cat who's out there somewhere. Didn't you finish your messages? Okay, let's go back to fitness, because I got distracted. Must be lazy. No wonder you're so bad at physical fitness. In all honesty, you don't give a shit about looking masculine body-wise. But you feel like being pressured into fitness because it makes you feel like you should. I understand that. Oh my god, dude, seriously?
I see you've brought guests.
And there's...
Welcome, friends.
Somehow I expected this, Twiddles. Can I just throw that in there? I was there for a recent raid.
The Rogue Room.
Of yours, to someone else. I saw this coming. Welcome in, folks. My name is Rogue Bitch. You can call me Abby. You can call me Abigail if you prefer. I'm going to have to go through all these follows now. 135 person raid. Welcome in,
Welcome
lovelies.
to the Rogue Room.
Welcome to the Rogue Room, everyone who's joining in. Around these parts, we say sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. So that's for all of you. If you guys are joining us, folks,
Welcome
if you
to the
folks are
Rogue
joining
Room.
us, trying to go as gender neutral as I possibly can with that. If you folks are joining us for the first time, sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us. It's a pleasure to have you here. An absolute pleasure to have you here.
Rogue Room.
Welcome in, everyone. We've been talking... I have a tendency to talk sociology, for the most part. I'm going to say that right now. Sociology, philosophy,
Welcome
politics,
to the Rogue Room.
news, anything. Drinks, your specialty, fantastic. Rating for the hype. Oi boys unite. I love that, by the way.
Welcome
That's awesome.
to the Rogue Room.
I have no identity with, don't ban people. I think, that was an accident.
Welcome to the Rogue Room.
What was I saying? Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. The spam is real. I feel it. One thing that I am regretful of
Welcome to the Rogue Room.
is the fact that I don't have that kind of a raid moniker. I'm still figuring that out after like 3 years on this shitty platform.
Welcome
Pro
to the
spammers,
Rogue
come
Room.
on, come on, drink up my dudes. We got water. That must have been a misclick. I'm gonna forgive Jacinta for that one.
Welcome to the Rogue Room.
Oh my god, how many of you are there? Honestly, I was expecting, with all these follows, I was probably going to hit 3k sometime next week, given
The Rogue Room
trajectory.
appreciates your recommendation.
The Rogue Room appreciates your recommendation, Snowkeeper. But with all these hitting tonight, we might even get there tonight for the hell of it. Why not? Going
Welcome
off,
to the Rogue
might at
Room.
least hit 2900. Ah, so... Here's the question that I haven't asked
Welcome
yet.
to the Rogue Room.
What were you streaming? How was the stream? What'd you get up to? Folks, we have been having a great night. It's been very deep and introspective. We did a
Welcome to
big
the Rogue
discussion
Room.
about masculine emotional expression earlier, and how that
Welcome to the
affects
Rogue
men
Room.
how that affects men on a social level. My makeup looks stunning. Thank you so kindly. I can speak. Don't worry, I know English. You're good at making raid messages. I might need to get you to make me one because I'm terrible at it. It's not so much the making it's not so much the making of the raid message. It's the finding. What the fuck do I call you people? At first I thought, we are the bitches bastards. I'm like, no. Nah. Bernie memes. Fuck yes. Hello, Hyper. How you doing? I do know the word things occasionally. Some of them. The pretty bitches. Been on a raid train for the past 4 streams. Scan on. Glad to have met everyone you've come in contact with tonight. That's good to hear. The bitches rogues. I thought about the rogues gallery. I think she missed my message. What did I say? Hang on. Let me go back. Let me scroll up.
Welcome
Oh,
to
okay.
the Rogue Room.
Hello, we are happy hell, non-toxic, aggressive positivity, hype, love, equality for all. I've wanted to raid you for a long time because of your status in the LGBTQI community. Appreciate you and look up to you. Thank you so kindly. These are the Oi Boys. Nice to meet you all. Thank you so kindly again, Twiddles. Yeah, how did the stream go? If I may inquire, I imagine it probably went well. I did see you live before, actually. You can call us bitches thieves. That's an idea. Stream you stumbled on in the middle of a bad evening, but honestly, I'm so calming to listen to. I appreciate that so much, Millie. That is kind of the vibe I want to go for, but sometimes I tend to get a little heated. I do like Rogues Gallery. I do like the Rogues Gallery. You've been visited by the Rogues Gallery. Like 4 out of 10. What, me? Lots of chatting. Had lots of fun. That's what you want to hear. Gotta head to bed, Snowkeeper. Have a good rest. The rogue bitch sends her regards. I'm still worried. I am still deeply, intently paranoid that Twitch is one day going to strike my account down and say, "You're banned. How dare you have a name with bitch in it?" The Rogues Gallery has emerged from the shadows. I like the thing that if I were to call us the Rogues Gallery, yeah, they did to Roach Tits, Rogue Mercenaries. But like if I don't want to attach myself too much to a concept that's deeply rooted in comics, for example. I'm not a comics reader, and Rogues Gallery is a typical concept referring to, say, Spider-Man's list of villains. Excuse me, or Batman's list of villains. That's what a Rogues Gallery is. We were talking about... What were we talking about? So trans in the title. Well, there's a point. We talk about trans identity a lot. We talk about queer things a lot. Because I think representation of these topics is hugely important. I think discussing these things is hugely important. And bringing rogue renegades. Okay, cutie. Rogues Guild might be an idea. Rogues Gallery. And you think Skyrim. Why do you think Skyrim? But yeah, we have been talking about a number of things tonight. It's been all over the place, honestly. We did originally touch on this article about Nega Oryx, but we didn't really get all the way into it. Yeah, okay, we get it, Rogue Renegades. I see you. I see you! I know. Get it. I get it. I have 2 cameras. Do you like my tie-dye shorts? They're kind of cute. They're like pink and purple. Anyway... and this stupid little thing that I got from Kmart today. I have to show this off. The headband. I decided to get my daughter a headband because, she's seen me wearing them and I was like, "Do you want one?" She was upset the other day. I'll put this out there. My daughter was upset the other day and I said, do you want me to take you to Kmart and I'll get you a headband like mine to cheer her up? That's what I said. And while we were there, I decided I'd get one of my own. So I took her to Kmart, she picked out her own headband. And I picked out this one. It's got a bow. It's got a bow! Look at that. It's fucking adorable. Hello, Leash. It's sexy like me. Thank you. Addiction. Oh, yeah, we did talk about addiction, didn't we? Yes, we did. We talked about addiction, recovery, what is a woman and a man, suppressing emotions. I'm glad you're on the ball, Reaper, because I didn't remember any of that. I think the topic about suppressing emotions was probably the peak of the stream, because I actually stretched out the topic and talked on it at length. This is the issue that I have as a streamer. Took you a few minutes. This is the issue that I have as a streamer, is I so desperately want to be as interactive as possible, and yet at the same time I have a lot of thoughts about a lot of things that I want to get out in long form. And that content, that idea about being able to discuss a topic at length, having ideas and being able to discuss a topic at length, I'm honestly very deeply considering. Let's chat about Dark Souls soon. Have a discussion. Let's have a discourse about Dark Souls at some point. See if I can do it. I'm very tempted because I saw a tweet, right? I saw a tweet that was along the lines of, what could you talk about for half an hour with no prep? And I'm thinking, I'm just going to have to do it. I could talk Dark Souls for half an hour, I reckon. You just want to have these conversations, but you personally struggle with talking. So, I mean, that was a thing that we mentioned. You and I did talk about this, Reaper, very briefly, because for a time. Also, thank you for linking the socials and the newest video and the Discord. If you folks are interested in joining the Rogue Bitch Discord, please feel free. You want to join the Discord to get in on the Discord? Scorecam, To Sun, and Vagabond Sloth, welcome to the Rogue Room. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with his friends. Wish you could talk about how much you dislike people. We could do that, Hyper, because there was a point at which I was originally Definitely need to go to sleep. Radio Toodles, thank you so kindly for bringing all of your lovely friends over here. I appreciate it so, so much. And, have a good one. Ta-ta, have a good one. I'll be sure to swing by your stream again real soon. We spoke about this briefly and then changed topic. What was I going to say? Let me go back a sec. The concept that I had, what I was going to go into, Reaper, was I originally had this idea for a weekly talk show called Mask Off, which was supposed to be a trans pun, MASC/off, as in masculinity off. But the reality of the situation was the show was never supposed to be about trans stuff specifically. It was meant to be, let's talk to people of varying walks of life about their experiences in this, that, or the other. You know, so we had a concept for a time, but I found it entirely too difficult to organize on a weekly basis to have someone new on. And I've got a lot of friends in the streaming community I could invite on, but then you've got schedules and you've got all this other shit. Bye bye, we'll see you very soon. We will. I'll see you around all over the internet, I'm sure. I recently, I'm in a Facebook group called Jimquisition Chungus Chill Zone on Facebook. A Facebook group on Facebook. And I ran into Babbling Goat on there. Another queer streamer. It was awesome. It was like, okay, hi, you're everywhere. The other cam shows my midriff, I know. This is the thing that sucks about sitting down. It's like I'm flabby Abby here. Look at that. Look at that shit. Bros. I have so many body image issues, dude. It's unreasonable. Why do I wear crop tops? Facebook groups are interesting. The Jimquisition one, Jimquisition Chungus Chill Zone is pretty cool. I don't have any problems there. It's cute. Thank you. Yeah, I do have a lot of body image issues. We've talked about body image issues in the past. I want to revisit that discussion sometime soon. How dare I be higher than 1% body fat? I've seen videos of guys who are on so many steroids. And in a particular example, this one dude has his abs. He's got his shirt off because he's a bodybuilder. Of course, they always have their shirt off. He grabs at his skin above his abs, and it's just like paper. It's like so thin. Pulling the skin away, and it's so thin. No fat whatsoever. It's ridiculous. Yeah, everyone does get rolls when they sit down. If you don't, you may be dangerously underweight. That is true. But as I was saying, I was for a time considering the concept of a talk show. Monday nights, bring a guest on, different streamer every week, talk about what they do on, well, not talk about what they do on their stream, but talk about a topic that is important to them. Talk about an idea that they are experienced with and that they have a good range of discussion matter on. But we had Calgar on, we did Mask Off one time, and planning went out the window. So I've pushed it to the side until I can figure out exactly how I want to do it. Rogues Gallery sounds cool, but considering it's also used by Slade for one of their albums, and it also describes a police collection of mugshots of criminal suspects that are kept for identification purposes, might be misconstrued as one of those things, or one of the other things it's known for as well. Well, yeah, the main thing, Magro, that I was concerned about was, generally speaking, it's associated with comic book villain lists of villains. And I'm like, I'm not a comic book gal. Not really. Encyclopedia Dramatica's offended page. Oh, God. Oh, good lord. That's nausea. Oh, I've been there. I don't want to go there again. That's a very no place. A very, very no place. No, thank you. I remember my early days on the internet. One of the few things I remember from my younger days. It's like exploring some of the more messed up parts of the internet. Not too deep, but, you know, quite a few gore sites and such. Remember, kids, it's easier to get laid if you play an instrument than if you're trolling streams on the internet. Play guitar, folks. If you're struggling to get laid, just pick up a guitar and start playing. You don't even have to play well. It just impresses people. And then they'll sleep with you. Rather than sitting in somebody's chat, you know, abusing them about being trans or whatever. You don't need to worry about that shit. Struggling to get laid? Be gay. You're struggling to get laid, just get married, then you'll have a valid reason. Perfect. Oh, fuck. Make it gay. I want to make my room more gay. I'm gonna get that trans tapestry, not tapestry, trans artwork that I was looking at some point. For those of you who are not familiar with what I'm talking about, where is it? This thing. Be gay, do crimes, be trans, throw hands. I want this. I want this thing. I think it's actually in my shopping cart. Yeah, it is. I want this print here. It's huge, and it's a gorgeous trans flag, and I need it. And it's the very art style I plan on emulating for my new starting soon screen. You could probably find something similar in bicolors, honestly. Looks so nice. I want that hanging above my bed. Be queer, do gay. Holy shit! I don't think that's in. Oh, whoops. I don't think that's the right size. I measured this. It's 88 inches by 104 inches. It is definitely not that wide. BA SCOTUS space. Let's see. Actually, hang on. Bicolors. Bisexual art. Because that's what I just looked up. Trans art. So if we go look up bisexual art, you can find some cool things. Hopefully there's nothing nude in here. Ride with Pride. That one's pretty cool. EA Games, charge for everything. Oh, dude. Bi Dragon. Fuck yeah. Dude. Sick. That's an elephant. There you go, there's an idea. If you want to look up certain types of Pride artwork. Go off, mate. What is that supposed to be? What about... Yeah, the bisexual dragon's fucking sick. Not bad. As Living Colour once sang, everybody loves you when you're bi. Be female, hide email. Yeah, I love the moon motif. I like the moon. I'd like to incorporate that more into my stream art, I think. Because, I mean, I've sort of established a chill nighttime vibe kind of thing going on here. Because I stream at night. Don't know if you noticed. Be male, eat whale. I mean, Dishonored. That was the thing. In Dishonored. Whale oil punk. I'm sure that, you know, with the remains of the whales that they killed a lot of, they would distribute the meat. I think that was a thing. Actually, yeah. Why not eat whales? Aside from the fact that they're endangered species. That's a thing. Maybe we shouldn't. Oh, yes, I love that song. Cult of Personality. It's what got me into Living Colour. I believe it was in GTA San Andreas was the first time I heard it. And then, fast forward about 7 years, CM Punk. Or 5 years, maybe even less than that, actually. May also be a sentient species in their own right. Perhaps. Be intersex, assign T-Rex. Was he still using that song when he went to UFC or whatever it was? Or was it in Guitar Hero 3 as well, was it? There you go. Now we're talking about video games. We can talk video games. What's the best song you've ever heard in a video game? What's the best licensed song you've ever heard in a video game? I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, the Dub Pistols Cyclone, quite frankly, feels like the iconic song I learned from a video game. Me personally. I mean, that being said, you know, original soundtracks are cool too. Doom, Ghost Runner, Dark Souls, Bloodborne. What's another good example? Stardew Valley and Minecraft have got really nice soundtracks. But thinking licensed songs, things you picked up from a video game, things that you started listening to. Far Away in the original RDR, does that count? Yeah, I suppose. I don't see why not. Can't pick a singular song, but one song that really hits you in the feels. Hopes and Dreams from Undertale. I have yet to actually play Undertale. Don't try to coerce me like you guys did to Calgar, okay? Calgar's community harassed him until he made it a community. He made it a community goal to play Undertale. Do not play Undertale on stream. Just play with followers only mode, and you're only allowed to. You have to follow for a year before you can chat. You won't coerce me? Nah, I'm not gonna play it. Yeah, I've noticed when I watched a couple of Calgar's Undertale streams, so many spoilers. So many fucking spoilers. Youth daughter from Life is Strange Before the Storm. I've heard good things about Life is Strange, and I may have to give that a go at some point. Maybe. I'm not 100% sure because it looks like one of those Telltale kind of games, and I'm not 100% on those. But I mean, if the music's good, the music's good, right? Be trans, give bans. Are you coming out, Jacinta? Is that your coming out message? Life is Strange has a fantastic soundtrack. Well, I'll have to give it a listen. It's not going to have so much more meaning if you played the game to the point where it plays. In Undertale, you mean? Hopes and Dreams? I can understand that. I can get that. Switchback by Cell Dweller in one of the Need for Speed games. I feel like I know the name Cell Dweller, but I'm not familiar with their music. You actually finally got the true pacifist in Undertale after you saw somebody stream it on here. Nice, 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 nice. Does have triggers though. Life is Strange is a great game. Left teary-eyed. I don't think I could handle that. I don't want to get emotional on stream. I did once. I cried on stream once. I don't want to do that again. Ew. Rules of Nature. Rules of Nature. You know, here's a funny story. You know, the fucking band. Trapped. You know the band Trapped? T-R-A-P-T? That was basically just Chris Taylor Brown and whoever else was a member of the band, and they've recently kicked him out. It's fucking hilarious. Remember Trapped? They fucking suck. They had that one song. Yeah, they had that one song way back when. I forgot the fucking name of it. But they've been basically coasting on that for the longest time. Have not really... Headstrong, that's it. They have not had a single hit ever since. That was like the one that might have been a hit, you could argue. And I heard it on the radio in the gym recently. Because unfortunately, my fucking headphones died and I had to listen to gym music. And they were playing that and I was like, holy shit, this sucks so fucking much. It's an atrocious song. It is the peak example of really bad nu metal. It is so awful in every conceivable way. I'm not even really a musician. Eres un transformer? Yes. Certainly. Should I just put in a rule that should I put it in the rules English only stream? I feel like it should be common sense, but you know. There is a language thing listed in the tags that says English. And yet, for reasons that escape me, people come in here with other languages that I cannot read. Usually, I have noticed when people come in with messages from other languages, they are trying to say something. Again, this comes back to the situation we were talking about with the jokes before. We've had numerous people come in saying really bigoted shit in other languages. And, you know, mods will translate it and they'll come back. Yes, I am a transformer. More than meets the eye. Fuck, that's bad. That's probably... Don't cancel me. Don't cancel me, because then I'm going to have to rescind my cancelled video where I'd point out all the flaws in cancel culture. Stupid bullshit. I think I could have stood to add even more context to that fucking video, honestly. Cancel you instead. You're cancelled now, Uncle Festo. Hyperstrike, you're also cancelled. Vagabond, Bernard, Jacinta, Reaper, you're all cancelled. Draco, you're cancelled. See what happens. I'm cancelling all of you. You're all cancelled. Hey, Sienna, how you doing? Everyone's cancelled. Everyone's cancelled. All of us. Go back to slaving away as a cog in the machine of the capitalistic monstrosity that is our society. About time, surprised it hasn't happened before now. Cancel boner intensifies. Cancel, moderate your own chat. Oh, fuck. So, we're here now. Past midnight. At a huge raid. I wasn't expecting a raid tonight. Well, I mean, when are you ever supposed to expect a raid, honestly? And how do you respond when people raid you? That's always tricky. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, past midnight, and I'm trying to figure out, like, do we keep going? Do we keep talking about stuff? I've said my piece on cancel culture, and I feel like if I keep going on the topic, I have some very strong opinions. Yeah, we got raided by Twoodles. We got raided by 135 raiders. When people raid you usually move your military over to intercept and start mass producing more troops. Yeah, my personal take on cancel culture is, I think, pretty well illustrated in Cancelled, and my next video is going to illustrate my thoughts on another social topic. What even is a cancel? Well, the concept is... You're welcome. The concept is, you know, somebody says something or does something, and people disagree with you. And with the advent of social media and words and ideas spreading far and wide as they do, people have taken to claiming they're being cancelled if they express a viewpoint that people generally disagree with. Friends, I have to iterate to you. We've had this concept far before the phrase cancel culture came into existence. It's called consequences. If people find a viewpoint that you've expressed to be disagreeable en masse, that's the consequences of your words and actions. Peeking the mic with a whisper. ASMR. Abby SMR. Thanks, I hate it. Abby Pog. Fidget Cube, Autism SMR. Yeah, just literally. We're on the same wavelength, Draco. Fuck. We are all here for the cube. We worship the cube. It is our savior. You will now bow down upon your knees and pray to the cube. We speak to the cube, and we ask it for its guidance, and its forgiveness, and its delicate and intricate malevolence. Please, cube, deliver us evil, for we do not deserve goodness and positivity in this world. Cube, we beg of you, destroy us. There is no reason for this world any longer. Cast us out into the void of deep and dark space. Cube, end us. We do not deserve this world. We have tainted it with our presence. We have destroyed it. We have ended it. The world will recover without us, Cube. So we ask that you take us from this plane and commit upon us a most holy genocide. Yes, you are in a cult now. You are in the cult of Cube. We pray to Cube. I was trying so fucking hard not to laugh. There was a lot of energy expended there to keep a straight face. This is my gay face. Casually joining a cult. Normal Friday. I like how you guys are just picking random amounts of time to time people out for. You can just do time out and it's an automatic 10 minutes, but we're getting 50 seconds Reaper tends to go for like 326-ish, I've noticed. Just like random lengths of time. 5 minutes is good, yeah. Don't drink the Cube-Aid. Oh, this is a dangerous move, wearing a crop top. That's why I put a bra on, because I knew I was going to be stretching my arms at some point tonight. Oh, stream goal for 2020. By the way, we haven't hit any subs tonight. Can I just point out how shit that is? Posture check. I mean, we're already kind of doing it. Oh, yeah. Can I just... One of my goals for this year. This is my gay face. Hang on. Let me see. This is my gay face. I'm gonna have to at some point. We're gonna need to save some of these as memes. I'm gonna need to go through that. I'm gonna need to save that clip. And I'm gonna need to use that as an emote. I need to redo my emotes. And I've been putting it off for the longest fucking time. I'm going to need... Oh my god, okay.
One of us.
I mean, that works. Thank you, Draco, for gifting a sub to AlexPort404. I need to make some emotes. I need Abby Pog. What's... I'm an actress. Cube. No, hang on. We need to get the right angle on him. Cube needs to be an emote. The Cube. Abby Pog. My gay face. Hi, I'm a homosexual, please. That feels weird to say. I am a homosexual woman. Borg-themed fidget cube sounds fucking badass. Was I laughing at your joke? I didn't see it. No subs, only DOMs! I'm really slow, you'll have to forgive me. With my soundboard. Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? You don't bottom shame here. I haven't bottomed, so I can't share my experiences in that regard. Cube and Defo gay face. We post this is my gay face emote everywhere. Not the Cali girl accent. This is my ContraPoints accent. Hey, how are you, Gorge? Hey, how are you, Gorge? Hey, how are you? What else is that? Nya. Nya, nya. Oh, hi, Jeff. Hello, Jeff. Where is Jeff? What's up, you splendid peeps? How you fucking going, cunt? What's going on? Other bookmarks. Hold on a sec. This is kind of amusing because this soundboard is on Blurp, and Blurp have emailed me saying we want you to use Blurp to do like sound effects on your stream with bits. You can earn bits using Blurp. I'm like, I'm a just chatting streamer. I don't want to have people triggering sound effects with bits.
Hi, I'm a homosexual, please.
But I'll trigger them.
Hey, Gorge. Hey, Gorge. Hey, Gorge.
I adore her, everything. Sorry, but there you go. We need a philosophy tube. We need a Jim Sterling soundboard. We need a Jim, James, Stephanie Sterling soundboard.
Hi, I'm a homosexual, please.
I have no idea what video that's from, but I fucking love that phrase. Hi, I'm a homosexual, please. I feel like I could get a lot of use out of this one.
We have a Hitler comparison. What the fuck am I talking about?
I want to get... I used to have a soundboard of me sound effects, right? Honestly, folks, if I say something stupid and dumb and hilarious that is memeable, I urge you, I implore you, please clip it. Because I want to do one of these for my own sound effects, but there's a dot on my shirt. What the fuck, cunt? Look at this shit. What the absolute cunt is that supposed to be? There's a dot there. Anyway. What the fuck are we talking about? Exactly. If you see something memeable, I urge you, clip it so I can meme it. I can turn it into a soundbite and we can play my soundbites on stream. Cube. Cube SMR.
No, actually, I'm not a sex demon. Unless you want me to be.
What's this? Kitchen gun and toilet grenade. Is it? This looks like it has music, so I'm not gonna. Or does it? What is this, Jeffrey? Hang on. Hang on.
An easier way.
No, it's not music. Okay. Okay.
This kitchen is so hard to clean. If only there was an easier way.
Hi, I'm Derek Bum. Say goodbye to daily stains and dirty surfaces with new Kitchen Gun. This sink is filthy, but just 3 shots from Kitchen Gun. And it sparkles like new. Look how it cleans this greasy hob. Goodbye, dirt. Grubby tiles. I love you, Kitchen Gun. Rusty taps. You can even use it on the washing up. There, all clean again. New Kitchen Gun, now with laser sight and night vision for after dark cleaning.
And toilet grenade.
This toilet is so hard to clean. There must be an easier way.
Are you dead? I think we all died at some
Derek
point recently.
Bum, and I'm declaring war on toilets with new toilet grenade. Just pull the pin, pop it in the bowl, put the lid down, and let toilet grenade do the rest. And the lime scale's gone. Toilet grenade, bang, and the germs are gone. And now new travel toilet grenade for foreign lime scale.
That's some good shit. That is some good shit. No, you cannot use the cube as a butt plug. You are not permitted to insert the cube. Love how she's crying at the end. Yes, it's always good. Fucking Christ. Where have we gone? How have we... Where have we descended into? What is this place? I don't know. What is this realm? We have ventured so far off of sociology and philosophy and politics. Any of those concepts that I claim to know the tiniest bit about. I could tell you about the sociological perspective, but that's about it. We have veered so far from any kind of reasonable topic. We are now in meme land. Just memes. More ContraPoints impressions, that could be good. That must be super fucking hard for you. We are gone, we are dead. Rockefeller, welcome in, how you doing? Can you link a funny cleaning video if you wish? Again, I reiterate.
What the fuck am I talking about?
Butt plugging the cube is sacrilege. However, this cube, it is holy. But if you were, in fact, to purchase your own cube, well, I cannot restrict your personal momentum in whichever way you wish to swing. Therefore, if you were to purchase your own, the cube, from Antsy Labs, I cannot restrict what you choose to do with it. Just know that this cube, the cube, is holy. It is absolutely divine. And to place it inside oneself is absolute sacrilege. It would get lost up there, don't recommend. You will end up in the hospital trying to get a fidget cube out of your rectum. That's a memeable soundbite. Somebody clip that one. Bring all offerings to the cube. Bring your fidget spinners to the cube. Bring your blue tack to the cube. It even assumed the form of the cube. It attempts, but it does not succeed. Bring your crystals before the cube. We do not know what the cube thinks of the crystals, but we can infer that it thinks, if you believe that crystals have any kind of holy spiritual power beyond the cube too thinks you're a fucking dumbass. Bring your blades before the cube, for the ritual sacrifice is upon us, and we must plunge our blades into our bosoms and bleed for the cube. No, I shouldn't say that. Somebody on Twitch might actually think I'm being serious. Don't actually stab yourselves for the cube, please. It's a joke. It's a meme. We're being fucking stupid right now. 12:24 at night. In Minecraft. Stab yourself in Minecraft. Hey, children. Would you like to get in on the latest trend? Tide Pods. Old gamer names used to have Smegan names. Yeah, I'm kind of glad you moved past that.
Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you? Hey, Gorge. Red Dwarf. Red Dwarf is pretty good. I'll have to give it credit where credit is due. Red Dwarf is quite good. Except in Minecraft, your name still has Smeg in it. This is the video. Okay. We've got a clip as well. Let me just watch the clip. Would get lost up there. Don't recommend. You will end up in the hospital trying to get a fidget cube out of your rectum. Would get lost up there. Okay. Tomorrow, sorry. When I've got time, I'm going to go through this clip and maybe even this stream and whatever else. I'm sure I've got a few other memeable sound bites. If I say anything memeable, we're going to do soundboard. I'm going to set up a soundboard with my sound bites. I might even attach some of them to cheers so you can cheer a certain amount for my sound bites. Meme the cube. But we must respect the cube. Above all else. We must respect it. For it is our Lord and Savior. Praise be. Cube. The fuck is wrong with me, dude? Hi, folks. I'm autism. We actually legitimately did talk about philosophy for a solid hour the other night. We talked about Nietzsche, which was interesting. Surprised when you go. Yes, I'm autism, please. What are you got on? You're talking about butt cubes. The butt cubes are great. Anyway. What's this? Okay, this is the video. Let's watch the video.
Do you have a drawer full of sharp knives but prefer to cut your bread with a doorstop? I'm Anthony Sullivan, and this is why I masturbate. It's the edge of glory.
I forgot about Critical's old videos. I'm like,
behold, a credit card. You
can... I was like listening to the first few seconds. I'm like, hang on, whose voice is that? And then I looked out. It's like Penguin Zero. Holy fuck, dude! His growth is insane. I swear, like earlier, just like late last year, he was on like 5.1 million subscribers. He's now at 7.65 million subscribers. Critical has got, honestly, baffling, insanely good growth. He's an incredible content creator. I have no idea how the fuck he does it. Genuinely have no idea how the fuck he does it. I wish for that kind of growth, man. Like, I really genuinely hope I hit a stride with content creation at some point, and I can hit these kinds of, like, levels of growth. It'd be insane.
You can buy things with a credit card, I'm sure you knew that. But did you know you can sell things with it as well, such as murder? This device is so advanced, I'm shitting my pants. Here's the secret, it's the erect nipples. This sad kiwi doesn't stand a chance. This orange is having a bad day. Fuck whatever food this is. I'm slicing and dicing this celery's whole family. Oopsie, I grabbed the shitty knife. Edge of Glory can turn that shitty knife into a titty knife, giving you perfect slices. It also has super suction. I wouldn't shove this pineapple inside of my wiener hole if this was the last pineapple on Earth. Prior to the Edge of Glory's existence, you had to pay tomato prostitutes in cash, but now you can force them to accept the credit card for sex. Otherwise, they will face certain death.
What is the point of this example? Can I just point out for the record? And we've still got stream beats playing in the background as we're watching this video. I should probably turn that off. What is the point? Why do they do this? Vagabond. There you go. Why do they fucking do this? Use items that are not designed for purpose X, Y, or Z to demonstrate X, Y, or Z. You fucking dumbasses. I realize people are stupid. Don't get me wrong. I realize there are a lot of really incomprehensibly dumb people in the world. Just like it's honestly baffling that they managed to function. But are people this level of dumb? There must be someone. Anyway, at any rate.
Give a tomato a false sense of security. When it thinks it's safe, throw it on the fucking knife. The Edge of Glory can fuck chef's knives, fillet knives, paring knives, and peeling knives. Stand back, I'm Anthony Sullivan. Do not try this at home. This is a knife on a grinder. How does that taste, bitch? There we go. Alright, now let's see how it cuts. It can't even cut a fucking orange. But if we put it to the Edge of Glory, we can cut...
For the record, I think he was doing that wrong, too. If I'm, If I'm not mistaken, he wasn't using the grinder correctly. I might be wrong there. I don't know how grinders work. Teaching kids how to sharpen cards to use as weapons. Yeah, I'm completely a just chatting streamer. Like, I just sit here and I talk about things. I have a few topics that I tend to stick to. I haven't done anything seriously political recently. I did want to do a total teardown of Marjorie Taylor Greene, because she's, again, sticking with the meme theme. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a meme. Totally a meme. I tend to focus heavily on queer issues. Like I said, politics to an extent, and sociology largely. Sociology is something I'm deeply passionate about, and I'm going to study it finally this year. He used the grinder to dull the blade as an example. I think so. I think he did that specifically to ruin the blade. Yeah, completely wrong. You're supposed to, if you're sharpening a blade, you're meant to hold the blade perpendicular. Is it perpendicular? The blade is meant to be angled onto the grindstone. No, not perpendicular. So you got the grindstone here. The blade is supposed to be going in at an angle to sharpen it. You do it straight on it, it's going to blunt the fucking thing. So, again, these kinds of commercials that Charlie is talking over, obviously, they're made for really, really incredibly, remarkably, stupidly, absolutely, bafflingly dense people.
Through the perception of time, and orange is not even an opponent for
Look
this.
at the theatricality. Look at the theatricality of how he's moving his arm there. Look at this. Look at this. Oops, wrong one. Look at
Edge of Glory, we can cut through
Look at his
the
elbow.
perception
Look at his
of
hand.
time,
Look at his wrist
and
movement.
orange is not even an opponent for this Edge of Glory enhanced knife. It's just too easy for an Edge of Glory knife. Look at this brutality. You could be paying around $160 for a very small piano, or...
Most infomercial products were made for people with disabilities, so why are they making fun of people with disabilities so much? Good lord. It almost feels ableist the way that they're presenting these fucking ads. Jesus Christ, dude. I can understand that, though. Most infomercial products are definitely made for people with disabilities. You look at a lot of the infomercial products, and they're made for people who have, they use a lot of elderly people as examples.
You can pay $10.99 and get your own Edge of Glory. But wait, I can get even hornier. I'll throw in a 3-piece knife set.
Why is the knife set such a common thing? It's understandable here, but quite frankly, like the amount of infomercials I've seen where it's just like, you can get a knife set with this shower stool. You can get a knife set with this shower stool. For reasons that escape me. Also, Vorsh has uploaded a video about Abby Shapiro. I'm not gonna watch it.
Now I bet you're asking, Sully, what can I do with 3 knives? The possibilities are endless, you son of a bitch. You can cut, peel, dice, fillet, fist yourself. It's a $20 value that you're getting for free. Control your body fluids. Cause I'm doubling this fucking offer. That's right, the offer is doubled. Go wild. That's 2 times the Edge of Glories, which means you can slaughter 2 times the number of pineapples. It's a huge value for $10.99, asshole. If this deal doesn't put you on the edge of your seat, then you are on the edge of bullshit.
$20 knives, probably really shitty knives. More than likely, I think. More than likely fucking dog shit knives. I feel like the knives I've got are probably better off. Actually, I should get a knife sharpener on that note. I don't have a knife sharpener. Or maybe I do and I fucking lost it. But yeah, I think Rena's completely right. Like a lot of infomercial products are definitely made for people with disabilities, and the advertising almost seems ableist in the way that they present it a lot of the time. Don't know if because they know if they say for people with Parkinson's they won't get the amount of money if they just showed able-bodied stupid people. Oh fuck. Vorsh is back on Twitch. He is. I think he's sticking with streaming on YouTube though. I saw him streaming on Twitch with about 7,500 viewers earlier, and I'm sure his YouTube streams hit routinely a lot higher than that. I may be wrong, but as far as I recall, I've seen his streams on YouTube sometimes, and he's getting much higher viewers than 7.5K. I may have been mistaking him for somebody else, but the Snuggie blanket with sleeves was made for people in wheelchairs, but now it's just an ironic way to stay warm while eating snacks. Yeah, I can't imagine using the Snuggie in any reasonable capacity if you weren't in a wheelchair. It seems like it'd be rather inconvenient if you need to get up and move around and stuff like that. Like, it's just a giant backwards robe, isn't it? You could just put the sleeves in, and you got this giant flowing robe around you. It also occurs to me, I keep thinking about this fucking thing that the right loves to do about. It's just a giant backwards robe. Thank you. On the subject of robes, it occurs to me just how frequently this subject comes up. Oh, men wearing dresses and all that sort of bullshit that the right loves to go on about. My back is sore. And the concept of how men used to get around in robes routinely, which very likely looked like dresses. Very much looked like dresses. Although that's neither here nor there. Just
welcome to the Rogue Room.
Ultimate Asperger. You know he was a Nazi? For the record? Hans Asperger. The reason for which Asperger's syndrome was named was a Nazi, and that's why they don't call it Asperger's syndrome anymore. Men very much wore dresses and heels and makeup and leggings and all of this, and it was a symbol of masculinity. Yes, bring back robes and capes. Fuck yes. That's why I wear dresses. It's nothing to do with the femininity thing. It's I just genuinely like getting around presenting like I'm wearing a robe, because it's elegant and delicate and bougie as all fuck. Cod pieces, yes, bring back the cod pieces, absolutely. Fuck yeah, dude. We've gotten so far off track of anything, dude.
What the fuck am I talking about?
Bulges, give me bulges. I'm thinking we bring back using mercury for makeup. Please, I would love to die of mercury poisoning. That'd be fantastic. Abby, please, no horny.
No, actually, I'm not a sex demon. Unless you want me to be.
More meme videos? Maybe. It could be fun. Oh, fuck. And lead in paint. Yeah, get our kid. Why are our kids? It's such a shame that our kids these days are not growing up eating paint chips. All we've got is fucking salt and vinegar chips. The fuck is that garbage? Ridiculous. I posted another one. Another one? Oh, there's also this one. Was this? Did you already?
Hi, I'm.
Oh, the tap light dub. Hang on, let's have a look. Have a look at this one. Let's watch this one. It's Anthony Sullivan again.
1990s Anthony Sullivan, and I'm here to tell you all about a blast from the past called the tap line. No longer will you accidentally spill over your vodka in hopes of drinking away the fact that you brought a strange, abusive man home with you. Tapping it on is so fun, I bet you'll be calling us again in no time just to buy some more. When using the tap light, you have the choice to safely drink your problems away and escape from that strange man. Or you can just make your way to the bathroom and wash the warm, sticky guilt right off of your desperate hands. No! Oh my God! Tap it off to let him know it's time to tap you on. There's actually a lot of real, practical uses for this great product. You'll have to bear with me and ignore my shitty VHS tapes. There we go, what do you guys want to watch? You better get some ice for that toe. The tap light works great as a nightlight, unless you turn it off, and you better because this shit ain't cheap. Turn it off while you're taking a shit. Leave a whole trail of lights down the stairs to get rid of your kids. They'll follow them all the way out the door, and you'll never see them again. Even if it's raining, go for it. Oh no, the boogeyman's coming, and if he's already got you by the legs, it's too late. You should have bought a tap light. Get one for the backseat of your car for those steamy romantic dates. Another lonely, rainy night? The tap light's here for you. Don't go around spending hundreds of dollars on these things because we're gonna give you 4 tap lights for $19.95.
What a savings!
Come on, just don't eat lunch for like 2 days.
The
you know
fart
what?
noises.
I can already hear you complaining, so we're gonna go ahead and throw in.
What's the name of the content creator? This is Djibouti
That's
Dubs.
like $60 right there. Okay, fine. I'll even throw in 24 half-used batteries. Half the fun is figuring out which ones are still good. Oh, jeez, come on, look at that. That's like an $80 value. You're sitting there, you're breaking my balls. Just give me a call. Djibouti Dubs.
There you go. Oh gosh. They had something that would put your socks on, and everyone was like, "Oh, don't be lazy." Well, what if you're elderly and can't bend down, or you have limited dexterity? True. This one you can use your feet, or if you have an amputation, you're nubbing instead of a switch, which may be difficult. True. It's kind of amusing. I died when the old woman hit her toe on the edge. Okay. What the fuck? She literally just woke up, went to the bathroom to wash her hands, and went back to bed. Oh, like I can understand the need for infomercial based products, of course, like you've been saying. But God, it's so easy to rip into them. That was honestly, like, as much as I love Critical, that was a way better that was a way better dub than the one that he did, quite frankly. Have you been going around telling people you're a bad kisser? Would I know? I don't think I would know. No, I'm honest. I'm honest with people. My ex is a fucking awful kisser. She's also a bitch. Critical, yeah, he stopped doing the infomercials. He stopped doing a lot of his most of his content is ranting about modern, like, social media issues now, I think. Yes, I would know. It's very telling. Like, I thought you wouldn't go along with that. Yeah, he tends to do streams primarily now, which is fine. You know, go ahead, do whatever you like to do. But I think the shift in content has worked for him. But I've sort of drifted from what he does nowadays, and he tends to reuse a lot of the same jokes over and over again. A lot of the same boring, gross sex jokes and stuff. And I'm just like, okay. I get that's your brand, but I'm like kind of over it. He's good. He's a good boy. Oops, sorry. Lesbian moment. There's a reason I stream with bisexual lighting, Jacinto. I'm a terrible person and nobody should like me. Okay, I think... As much as I wanted to read this article on Psychology Today called Weaponizing Ableism, which reeks of not giving autistic people agency, or this gender-critical feminist urging cis men to enter... Actually, I want to touch on this really quickly. No, I don't. We'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow's stream. But that was cis... You might have heard of this story. Gender-critical feminist urging cis men to enter women's restrooms armed to protect To target trans women. I don't know why I read protect there. Anyway, I think we'll read into that. I thought that was Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's not. That's actually a UK person called Posey Parker. We spoke about it, but we didn't actually get to watch the video and talk about it at proper length. Am I blood or crip? Both. I play both sides, so I always come out on top. The mental gymnastics on that insane, yeah, because nothing keeps men out of women's bathrooms like seeing other men in there. It's 8 a.m. You need to get off to the shops. Sounds good, Rena. Have a good time at the shops. I'm going to raid someone. It's like nearly 1 a.m. for me. I shouldn't be awake. I have gym in the morning. Ugh. I'm going to die. Who do I raid? Who do we go to? This is the issue with like not having
Welcome to the Rogue Room.
Welcome to the Rogue Room Stinky Carnival. Sit down, grab a drink, and chill out with us as we pick someone to raid. Posey can go jump off a fucking cliff. Yes, she can. I am up too late. It's really, really way late. Normally I'm done by now. Well, we also got hit with a massive raid, so I was like, and then we just got into the memes. Honestly. Fucking Genshin bullshit. Who can we harass? I'm thinking. We were gonna raid Plotsky recently, weren't we? I'm just thinking here. Gory's live. Watch your video. What video? No, I raided Richie recently. I want to try to avoid raiding the same people too often. I want to spread it out a little bit. No, you can't time me out. I'm not allowed to be timed out. I'm just waiting for this ad to play so I can get an idea of what Gory's doing. Her chat's not moving. What's going on? I think there's like chat on her screen that she might be reacting to. But nothing's happening in the chat. But, at the very least, like last time I tried to raid Gory, she had followers only mode on, and she doesn't have it on now, so I like her, she's awesome. She's a fitness head. Super fitness head. We're gonna raid her tonight. Or save this one for next time. We're gonna raid Gory Asylum. And I will be live tomorrow. We'll talk gender criticals again, probably. We'll talk TERFs, we'll talk what's some good topics? So if you are not already in the Discord, folks, !Discord, Discord, do the socials, follow me on Twitter, Instagram. I do have a Facebook page, but I don't really post to it. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. There's 2 YouTube channels, which if you miss a VOD and you want to watch the whole thing, it will be up on my secondary YouTube channel, Rogue Offline. Maybe sometime soon we should do a pixel art stream, I think. I got a few plans for doing, yeah. Good night, Tits McGee, right back at you. We're going to be doing a baking stream soon, a drinking stream soon, and I may do a Hero Quest stream soon. Yes, the board game. And I think I've got a few other ideas that I want to throw out there. A few little different changes of pace. So if you guys are keen on that, I will give you attention. It's just I have to go to bed in a minute. It's like nearly 1 a.m. I will give you a lot of attention soon, Jacinta. Thank you everybody for hanging out. I will see you when I'm looking at you.